everybody, and welcome to Nottingham. I'm Matt Stryker, joined by Dave Bradshaw, and the eyes of the world are upon us. It is now time for the Pro Wrestling World Cup of 2017. 8 of the finest wrestlers of English blood have been divided into 2 brackets. When all the dust settles at the end of the night, 2 of those men will graduate to the finals coming up later this summer. But that's not all, my friend.
No, that's not all. In our main event, the Bullet Club continues their invasion of WCPW in what should be a scintillating main event against the Prestige, plus Prospect against Liam Slater and Matt Riddle in tag team action, and so much more as well. All coming up on the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Well, that's right. We're going to kick things off. A first round qualifier coming up. Let's look at the tail of the tape.
My name's Will Ospreay.
I'm Martin Kirby, and I'm representing England
For the World Cup. On a global scale, I'm quite used to it. The Battle of Los Angeles, but the thing I'm most recognised by is being the youngest ever, the first ever British born, best of the Super Juniors.
The first time this has ever been done, a brand new concept, so couldn't ask for anything more than being the first ever one.
It's just going to be another match where I can keep it crap at my Kirby, walk away, go into the next round and face whoever it is and go on to the final.
Why do you think I'm going to win the Wrestling World Cup? Well, simple. I don't want any of those other dickheads representing England.
I'm actually quite insulted that you even want to ask that question. No one has had a better year than Will Ospreay in 2016. That's just me warming up. As I enter this tournament, I don't look at anyone here as a threat. I think everyone here looks at me as the biggest threat of all.
Well, the first match in this first round features Will Ospreay against Martin Kirby, 2 men, Matt, who have competed several times in WCPW.
Yeah, the first thing that jumps out to me, though, is going to be the age difference, the experience difference, and there you see all the accolades. This, for my money, is going to be a great way to kick off the English qualifiers to the Pro Wrestling World Cup of 2017.
Let's take it to the ring. He is the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay, one of the hottest properties in the wrestling world, and he is here taking part in the very first round match in the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
I think it's very fitting to kick off the first match of the Pro Wrestling World Cup English qualifiers with a man that has pretty much put British wrestling back on the map. Of course, great lineage, great history in British wrestling, but now moving forward into the future, all the eyes are upon Will Ospreay, but he has a tough task ahead of him tonight.
The man he is facing has beaten him before, and there is no love lost between Ospreay and Martin Kirby.
Let's see our great capacity crowd on hand here.
One of the hardest working men, one of the busiest men in the British wrestling scene, Martin Kirby, hoping to advance tonight into the finals of the Pro Wrestling World Cup representing England.
That's right, and for our longtime fans, of course, they're very familiar with both Will Ospreay and Martin Kirby. Hello, how are you? But to the new viewer, understand that tournament wrestling is a lot different than just having one-off matches. You need to conserve your energy while doing everything you can to win this match. So it's going to be a very interesting display here by these 2 fighters.
Right, we're starting out with 8 men in this English qualifier. So there will be 4 first round matches, 2 second round matches, and the 2 winners of those will go on to represent England in the finals.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following first set for one fall. It is the first round qualifier in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. Introducing first to my right, from Raynham, Essex, weighing in tonight at 174 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, he is representing the Chaos faction and the Swords of Essex. The winner of the Best of the Super Juniors 2016 and one half of your WhatCulture Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay! Ladies and gentlemen, his opponents, hailing from Thurst, North Yorkshire, and weighing tonight at 180 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, Marty Kirby!
Well, the WhatCulture faithful seem to be split, divided if you will. But now all of a sudden the chance for Martin Kirby, and here we go. Now, Dave, the first thing that's going to jump out at me is going to be that Will Ospreay has extensive international experience. You heard our ring announcer mention the Best of the Super Juniors tournament, of course, over at New Japan. I think that international experience is going to come into play.
Well, there's Kirby with that high leg, and I mean, you're right, but as you said at the beginning when we looked at the tail of the tape, Matt, the flip side of that is that Kirby has been wrestling for a lot longer than Ospreay.
Here we go, full-on dragon twist, Irish whip reverse, ducks the clothesline, does Martin Kirby. Ospreay's going to have a height advantage, but it looks like, wow, oh boy. I was going to say the height advantage may have been negated, and remember, it's tournament wrestling, so Will's personality certainly has to come into play, but it's still all about the wrestling.
We talked about the ill feeling between Kirby and Ospreay. You saw a bit of it there. These two competed against each other no fewer than 3 times in singles matches in the past 7 or 8 months here in WCPW. Ospreay has a 2-1 lead in that series.
There's big stall suplex. All the blood rushes to the head. It's designed to disorient your opponent. Back down on his feet.
Yeah, Ospreay's used to that. Kirby going for the eye poke. And there's one of the weaknesses of Ospreay we've talked about before. And there is the eye poke. Ospreay taking too long to mouth off there.
Listen, another thing is that you know that the other 6 competitors in the tournament are watching closely because they may be facing one of these 2 men. Hang on, cover here. Just a 2 count as the night rolls on. Of course, the Pro Wrestling World Cup, one of the most ambitious endeavors in all of pro sports. Many nations represented, but as in Highlander, there can only be one.
Winner of this first round match is going to go on to face the winner of the Rampage versus Nick Aldis match, which we'll see in just a few moments' time as Ospreay floats over. It's a 2.
And I'm noticing early on 2 counts, and that tells me that the impact of the maneuvers is taking its toll on the wrestlers. As Kirby now begins to work the midsection of his taller opponent, trying to chop down the tree, if you will. Gets a back elbow for his troubles.
Ospreay trying to work on that left arm, bending it backwards behind the back of Kirby.
Now that's a nice trap because it gives Ospreay his 3 other appendages, obviously 2 arms and another leg, to work with here. And as you can see now, potential submission hold here, but I think it's still too early for a competitor such as Martin Kirby to concede. Nicely done. A variation on a condo clutch there with the arm trap.
And you see, as you say, Matt, Kirby, the only thing he has free there is 1 arm, but he's using that arm to great effect. Propelled himself forwards towards the bottom rope. Great technical skills on display from Ospreay, and you know, people talk about Ospreay as one of the great high flyers in the wrestling world, but I think he gets underrated in terms of his mat game.
It's evident right there with the rear chin lock. You can see the space between the 2 wrestlers as Ospreay decides to show off here. Really, that does nothing for the efficiency of the maneuver. It just goes to show you a little bit more into Will Ospreay's personality.
It's been a side of his personality that has become more pronounced in the past few months since he's started or rejoined the Swords of Essex, one half of the WCPW Tag Team Champions at present. The jawbreaker that Kirby used to get out of that one. And the forearms of the man from Thirsk, North Yorkshire.
And now, to the uninitiated, where these two reside, is there any difference there? Is there anything about where they reside that maybe we can glean? Hang on a second here. Wow! Maybe we'll hold that thought. Let's get back to the wrestling.
Kirby gives a clothesline, takes down Ospreay. This is how Kirby wins a lot of his matches, able to build up a head of steam at short notice.
I don't know if Kirby wants to go move for move, tit for tat, speed for speed with Will Ospreay. Nicely done.
Ospreay gets dumped down here. Reversal of the Irish whip sends Kirby to the ropes, and Kirby fights back.
I like what Martin Kirby does there. He assesses where his opponent is in the ring and then takes full advantage of the 21 feet of canvas and rope. That is the WhatCulture Pro Wrestling World Cup ring.
Ospreay gets dumped on the back of his head. Kirby will go for the cover. Right leg is hooked. And it's only two.
It's important to point out that this isn't just a WhatCulture Pro Wrestling event. This is worldwide. I live in New York City, United States. There are wrestlers there talking about the United States qualifiers, wrestlers from Mexico, Canada, the rest of the world. This is truly, truly a global event.
So Ospreay using the ropes to his advantage there. Don't forget, if you want to join in the conversation about everything you're seeing here from Nottingham this evening, you can interact with us on social media using the hashtag Pro Wrestling World Cup. Kirby
tried to get cute there.
In answer to your question a minute ago, Matt, Kirby is from North Yorkshire, which is rural, part of the northern part of England. As
cover
Ospreay
here.
goes for a cover. Only two. Ospreay from Essex, which is suburbs of London. So two separate halves of the country. It's north, east, south, and south may win it, but only gets two.
And we talked about the experience advantage that Kirby holds, and right there it's evident because Will Ospreay is now wasting valuable time. Remember, it's tournament wrestling. If Will wins, he has to wrestle again. Same thing for Martin Kirby here. So time can be your friend or your enemy.
And either of the potential opponents in the second round, whether it's Nick Aldis or Rampage, are obviously hard hitters. So you're completely correct in saying that there is a lot of strategy involved in trying to preserve something for later on. Kirby grabs the leg of Ospreay. To the referee. The referee, an unwitting helper to Martin Kirby's cause. Okay, we went for Insaguri. Ends up going underneath.
That was the shin that caught Ospreay in the back of the head, but no worse for wear with the released German suplex. Turn around, Will. Martin is up, and there's a clothesline. Great action here to kick off the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Ospreay flipping upside down, landing on his front, and he has not moved since. Referee Sean McLaughlin has a count on. And Kirby is looking like he's going to be the first to move here. Kirby is struggling to his feet. He's going to make it. So this match will continue.
You can feel the tension building.
And Kirby looking to end it with the Sabre bomb, his finishing move. Ospreay knows Kirby so well.
Heads up.
Ospreay
Hands on
sent
his
to the
feet.
outside.
Keep an eye on Martin Kirby, though.
Kirby! Oh my goodness!
Tells you how much this World Cup means to these wrestlers to represent England in the finals later on this summer.
Kirby scoops up Ospreay, goes for a cover, and he only gets two. Tickets, by the way, for those finals taking place August 23rd to 26th. Still available, ProWrestlingWorldCup.com. There will be representatives from the 8 qualifying tournaments in those World Cup finals in August. This is the first match of the first qualifying tournament. Kirby is going for the Zoidberg elbow.
There we go. Ospreay had it scouted well. Kirby on the moves now. Redirection here, and rope right into the midsection. What's Will got? Oh!
Right in the face of Kirby. Rolls him backwards to try and win it.
Nope.
Another close fall for Ospreay. And now Ospreay going to where he's most comfortable.
Yeah, Will wasted no time there. Kirby again has Will scouted. You alluded to the fact that these two are no strangers to one another, and it's evident here.
Kirby, having caught Ospreay, is going to... I don't know what he's planning, but it doesn't look good for Ospreay. But it's a hurricane right from the top, but Ospreay lands on his feet.
Wow, the Frankensteiner negated.
Oscutter from Ospreay. The cover.
Got him.
Will Ospreay advances to the second round.
What a great sequence of events. The athleticism of Will Ospreay countered the Frankensteiner, turned into the cutter, and William Ospreay has advanced to the next round.
Ospreay surviving Kirby. One of the big questions here is...
Will wants his hand raised, and rightfully so.
One of the big questions is, for all the competitors, is how long they had to spend, how much energy they exerted. I don't know if Ospreay will be pleased or not. It was certainly a hard-fought contest.
And if I'm keeping score, there was not a lot of damage done to Will Ospreay. He certainly suffered a few high-impact maneuvers, but nothing that I can see that's going to carry over into his next round matchup.
Yeah, and he's going to have an hour or so, right? He's going to have a little while to heal. Very soon he'll know who his opponent will be.
And now this is what the Pro Wrestling World Cup...
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and advancing in the tournament, the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay!
Yeah, confirmation there, Ospreay victorious as he kind of arrogantly insists that Kirby leaves the ring. So Ospreay advances in the first qualifier of the English qualifiers for the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Let's look at another tale of the tape.
I'm Rampage Brown.
Hey, I'm Nick Aldis, and I'll be representing England
in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. There's going to be a lot of eyes on the tournament, and I want to be one of the guys that shines through and wins it.
Glad to be here. And the World Cup concept, in all seriousness, is it's a very interesting one, and I think it's a great way to showcase just what a range of talent there is now from all over the world.
The way I'm going to take Nick down is through my brutality. My brutality will always prevail, no matter who I am up against.
Physically, I feel like we're very evenly matched. I think that it's going to be one of those things where it could go either way, and it may just come down to a little bit of luck. I'll win because I want to.
Because I'm Rampage Brown, man.
All right, we take a look at the tail of the tape for this next matchup in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. You'll see the height of Nick Aldis against the power of Rampage. This one's certainly going to be hard-hitting, Dave.
Yeah, two powerhouses, as you see, and two very accomplished men in the world of professional wrestling. They have plied their trade all around the world. There he is, Nick Aldis, the former TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Aldis is normally a favorite in almost every match he competes in, but Rampage has been on such a fine run of form in wrestling promotions across the UK recently, Matt, that I can't pick a winner here.
Oh, that's why they have the matches. On paper, everyone's an expert, but once you get in the ring, you never know what's going to happen. But like you alluded to, Nick Aldis has a ton of international experience. Our American fans will certainly recognize Nick, and our British fans as well know this man all too well, all 6'5" of Nick Aldis.
More recently, of course, the Global Force Wrestling Champion as well. Trained in part, by the way, by Paige's parents, Ricky Knight and Sweet Saraya. You are looking at an absolute beast. Rampage was snapped up early in his career by WWE, spent a lot of time in developmental over there, now back in the UK, where he has dominated almost every promotion of which he has been a part. Now looking to dominate the Pro Wrestling World Cup. For my money, Matt, this is one of the favorites.
Yes, and the winner of this match, if you're doing your brackets at home, will go on to face Will Ospreay. And if I'm Will, I want this match to go as long as possible. These are two big boys. I want them to be tired. I want the lactic acid to build up for this next round.
Ospreay, I guess, will be happy with the draw in the sense that he will have a few more minutes than the winner of this one as well to prepare for their second round match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest set for one fall. It is another first round qualifying match in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. Introducing first to my right, known all over the world, fighting out of King's Lynn and winning tonight at 242 pounds. He was the first man to lift the TNA World Heavyweight Championship from the UK. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick Aldis. And his opponent in the opposing corner, hailing from Leeds, weighing tonight at 253 pounds, Rampage!
Now, one thing I'm sure people have noticed here, Matt, is that Rampage has that left shoulder taped.
Yes, hard to miss.
So, I mean, if you're Aldis, presumably you focus on that, right?
Well, it depends, because you never know if a wily veteran such as Rampage is almost baiting Nick in, but that's a great question, and senior official Steve Linsky assigned this contest. We'll all keep an eye on the left shoulder of Rampage, and to your point, right away, here we go.
Aldis trying to lock in that wrist lock. Rampage countering, snapmare takedown.
Smart there to take the taller opponent off of his feet, but Aldis knew it and was able to get back to a vertical base, keeping his head higher than his opponent. Rampage looks like he'll have a power advantage here, tries to get vertical as well. Make sure he doesn't hyperextend that arm, roll through to alleviate the pressure. Little kip up to show Aldis his agility, and down goes Nick Aldis.
Both of these guys.
What you can do, I can do.
Exactly, and again, much like we talked about Ospreay and his ground game, we described these two as powerhouses, but these two can go as well.
Yes, and what I'm noticing right away from jump from the beginning here is that every time Aldis has tried to gain the advantage on Rampage, Rampage is showing his quality mat wrestling ability. There you see a headlock takeover by the taller opponent into the head scissors. Both men back up to a vertical base. Looked like Rampage was going to go for a double leg, but Nick had it scouted, and back into the corner they go, and Linsky will do his job here. See if we'll get a clean break, Dave.
In the spirit of the competition, Rampage does oblige with the clean break.
Just to circle. Rampage tries not to go for the collar and elbow tie-up, instead goes for a takedown into a front chancery. Aldis spins out, keeps the pressure on the shoulder and arm, and now Rampage is in a tough position. Aldis left his head exposed. I don't know if Rampage has enough there. Rampage is going to need to swing his hips over, as he's doing right now, and alleviate the pressure of the hammerlock.
Crowd here getting involved as Rampage with the head scissors.
And those big legs of Rampage are certainly going to constrict Nick Aldis here.
Aldis going to try and flip out of this, and does.
Very well done. Some good quality wrestling here.
Rampage, you see, is trying to get his hands around the chin of Aldis. Instead, he goes with the legs. And I'm surprised this is the way this match is going, Matt, you know. I didn't think there would be this kind of mat wrestling for so long between these two.
Yeah, it looked like Aldis may have gotten a tad frustrated there and maybe have gone for a punch, and here we go. See, now, for me, the wrestling, I liked it. And Aldis is almost going to tear the page out of the book now and goes back to the side headlock after feeling Rampage's power.
Aldis not used to being matched in terms of the power of his strikes. And Rampage maybe a second time. No, this time, no clean break. Things getting more competitive in this second qualifier.
I thought Rampage was in his right to throw that punch.
Aldis clothesline. Second time.
Yes, and Rampage just keeps getting right back up. Went to the ropes for reprieve, but Aldis knew what was happening. Made a cardinal mistake, put his head down. A lot of space between these two wrestlers now. Off the ropes, redirection, and down goes Rampage once again.
Again, it's hard to emphasize enough just how much different it is to get clotheslined by someone like Nick Aldis with that power behind him. You see Rampage is just gasping for air after that. The wind completely knocked out of him.
Hang on here. No. Aldis took the big walk after the boot, baited Rampage in, and now let's see what Aldis has in his bag of tricks. I like it. Goes right back to a rear chin lock. Try to wear down the stronger of the two, in my opinion. Talking about Rampage.
Hear this crowd in Nottingham getting behind Rampage.
Shots to the gut, trying to loosen up the grip, create space. Aldis knew it and cut his opponent off.
Aldis will scoop him up, but Rampage wriggles free.
Oh.
Neck snaps backwards. Rampage is going to the middle turnbuckle. You don't see him go up high very often, but there's a clothesline.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Now Rampage needs to go for a cover here, but it looks like he may be a touch winded. Remember, tournament wrestling is a lot about conditioning.
He's going for the pile driver. Rampage going for the pile driver. Aldis hits back with a forearm. And a Samoan drop by Rampage with authority for the cover. Aldis escapes once more.
And you see the heaving chest of Rampage. If I'm Nick Aldis, I'm going to spy that. I'm going to watch the belly and the chest, and I'm going to see how my opponent is breathing.
And by the way, don't forget, somewhere back in the locker room, Will Ospreay is looking at this on a monitor with an increasing smile on his face. Powerbomb. Aldis, cover, this could do it. It was close, but not quite. Aldis going for that Kingswin. Oh no, Cloverleaf, I thought it was going to be, but he's switched into a variation on that.
This is a submission hold. If Rampage can get to the ropes, official Steve Linsky will be forced to break the hold, and there it is.
But Aldis is going to utilize as much of that 5 count as he can. And although that wasn't the cloverleaf in the end, you've got to think that's what Aldis is thinking about here.
You brought up the shoulder early on, and it looks like Aldis is going down low, perhaps the left leg or knee of his stronger opponent. Took too long up there on the turnbuckle. Rampage sensed the urgency.
Now Rampage, go for the superplex maybe. Not just from the second, he's looking like he's going to go to the top floor.
Hang on, both guys jockeying for position, trying to get their footing. I'll tell you from experience, being up there is not a good place to be.
Aldis, diving elbow, cover. Again, just a 2.
It was a push kick out also. And again, the mouth agape by Rampage. Rampage, for me, is getting tired here, and that's something to keep an eye on. Struggling to get to his feet is Rampage.
Yeah, you just get the sense that Aldis is increasingly gaining control of this.
Spin through.
Rampage with the boot to the face as, again, Aldis put his head down, a clothesline, sends them out in front of us here.
They come crashing down right into our table here, and we can get a much closer look at how these two men are breathing. And again, Rampage sucking for air. Nick Aldis, on the other hand, starting to writhe.
Well, both men looking, frankly, exhausted after this.
And I'm sure it begs the question, what would happen in a double countout? I can only imagine that Will Ospreay would advance on a technicality, but both men are back in, so it's a road we do not have to cross. Small package, inside cradle! No!
Rampage will counter! Oh,
Nice!
Rampage gets it! Rampage gets it! Rampage surprises Aldis!
It came down to a basic wrestling move, not a power strike. Rampage goes on. Wow.
Rampage countering after Aldis tried to surprise him. That backfired. And Rampage advances to the second round.
The winner of the match and advancing in the tournament, Rampage!
So Rampage versus Ospreay in the second round of these English qualifiers.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the World Cup. It is worldwide, and now let's take a look at one of the other countries that will be participating. Hi again, wrestling fans. Matt Stryker here, and I'm excited to finally announce the brackets for the Pro Wrestling World Cup 2017 from the Mexican qualifiers. Penta El Zero M versus Phoenix. El Ligero versus Drago. Rey Mysterio versus Alberto El Patron. Juventud Guerrera versus El Hijo de Dos Caras.
Tickets to see the explosive action live April the 30th at the Coventry Sky Dome in England are available exclusively at ProWrestlingWorldCup.com.
Now, hang on a minute. That's James R. Kennedy. Why is he coming out here?
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing at this time your special guest commentator, James R. Kennedy.
What? You want me to give you my chair? This is ridiculous.
Now, I got to work with him. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's not all about the Pro Wrestling World Cup here tonight. We do have some non-tournament matches, and I guess joining me on commentary is James R. Kennedy. Hi.
Hello, Mr. Stryker, and yes, Dave Bradshaw is where he belongs right now, in the back. He is a serf. Mr. James R. Kennedy, he's a master of serfs.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest set for one fall. It is a tag team match. Coming to the ring at this time, top combined weight of 388 pounds. Introducing first, the Progress Atlas champion, the King of the Bros, Matt Riddle. His tag team partner, Slater.
Well, the high-grade concentrate, Matt Riddle, and now the beloved Liam Slater set for tag team action. And James, I gotta ask you, why are you here?
Mr. Stryker, James R. Kennedy is here to do what he does best, and that is scout the very best in British wrestling. And, you know, I have my eye on young Liam Slater. He was so impressive with Johnny Moss. I want to see more, and especially against these guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing their opponents, total combined weight of 200 kilos. This is Archer and Gracie Prospects.
Well, these two men have been on a journey trying to get to Orlando, and they have certainly been a thorn in your side.
I think you should reword that, to be honest. It's the other way around. I have been a thorn in their side. Look at this. I taught them everything they know, and they're going to come out here and do it in front of me? What a joke. What an absolute joke.
A lot of fans have been using the hashtag Prospect2Orlando. The fund is getting more and more valuable, and perhaps they can afford a plane ticket and a 4-star hotel, or maybe they'll just sleep in their car.
No way, they are not going to Orlando. There's absolutely no way I am going to Orlando. I already live in the United States of America. Drake is already over there. We have Primate in Orlando. These guys are not going. There is no way, no chance in hell.
All right, tag team action here now.
You know, Prospect have this prospect2orlando.com. You mentioned this big campaign they have going. Yeah, they're racking up some money. It doesn't compare to the money I have. I could have bought these guys plane tickets. The simple fact is they did not deserve it.
James, honestly, pro wrestling is all about making your way, and I admire these young men raising money, trying to get to where they want to be. And, you know, maybe you could perhaps sell those sunglasses that you like to wear indoors and contribute a little bit.
Speaking of sunglasses, these men, if I can call them that, Lucas Archer, Alex Gracie, stole a pair of my precious sunglasses, and they're going to auction them off for what? to get to Orlando. These guys could have got to Orlando. They could have had the dream of the United States of America if only they'd listened to me. But no, they have to strike out on their own.
All right,
Pathetic.
Well, there is a wrestling match going on here, exchanging big back body drops, and these two come up, clenched fists. And they'll back off now here. Oh, wait a minute now.
This is what everyone wants to see. This man is such a dangerous individual.
There we go. Matt Riddle.
You know what I want to see? And I'll give Alex Gracie some credit because I know the man very well. He has a storied background in mixed martial arts. I want to see him against Matt Riddle here, and we're going to get it.
The Suplex-sponsored athlete at Riddle Tough 7, Matt Riddle.
What's this now? Whoa, whoa, I don't want him coming anywhere near me. How hard it is not to just kick him. You know, since the age of 7 or 8, Matt Striker, Alex Gracie, oh, what is this he's got in this bag? Since the age of 7 and 8, he has been studying, training his whole life in mixed martial arts.
Looks like they might go into some stick fighting here.
Well, this is Filipino stick fighting. I've seen him do this in the back. He's a very dangerous man, and he's up against perhaps an even more dangerous man.
Well, the sign says pro wrestling, but hey, why not?
I can't wait to see this. Get him, Riddle, get him.
Matt Riddle has an extensive mixed martial arts background as well.
I know where I'd like to stick that stick.
Geez. You'll notice that Riddle goes barefoot in the ring. I don't know if I'd want to be barefoot if a guy had a stick, but the crowd seems to want it. And here we go. Referee's going to allow it.
Oh my God, this is dangerous.
I think those sticks are made of bamboo.
You can hear the hushed silence over this audience. They do not know what to expect, and I'm fearing for my own safety out here. You know, I'm surprised how well Alex Gracie is doing here.
Wow, you were just touting his abilities earlier.
Yeah, but
since he was 7 years old.
You see how dangerous Matt Riddle is. You know, he's coming here as a guest. We all know he's world traveled. Alex Gracie's certainly not world traveled. He's not going to America. Oh,
you ever see the movie Princess Bride?
Oh no, I don't get out much.
Whoa!
Oh, there go the sticks.
The sticks are down, and now Riddle looks like he's pretty pissed off here. Hard forearm blows into his own corner. Tag made to Liam Slater.
You see, this is tag wrestling 101. This is what I tried to teach Prospect all along. Cut that ring off, cut it in half, and you have your man right where you want him. But did they listen to me? No.
Nice capture and twist here. Looks like he's going this little deadlift Northern Lights there into the senton by Riddle. Cover by Slater. Just a 2.
Oh, referee, you need to learn how to count to 3, my friend. You know, I don't think that referee should be going to Orlando either. Just for that slow count. Here we go. Work him over. Yes.
Tag made, opening up the midsection, the ribs, the abdomen. Nice hard kick.
I'm finding it very hard to be unbiased out here, I have to be honest. These boys were owed a beating, and they're going to get it.
Power of Matt Riddle. You don't realize how tall and strong this young man is. Now Slater. I like what he did there. Instead of approaching his opponent from the back, he chose to approach him from the front. It shows me sportsmanship.
Well, you want to talk about a prospect? You're seeing one right now with Liam Slater.
Nice double team there. Gut buster into the gut wrench. And now he seems the focus of the attack on the midriff. That man right there.
This is what I wanted to see up close. I wanted to see how Alex Gracie and Lucas Archer would react in this kind of environment. You know, they're up against the wall right now. Their dream is dying. Prospect's already dead. James R. Kennedy killed it.
Well, if you'd stop talking for a second, we could hear the impact of those kicks. A tag was attempted. It was not made. Dragged back into the corner. And Riddle makes the tag, and here comes Liam Slater. Nice knee strike right to the back.
Oh, yes. Perfect. Perfect. Never mind prospect. It's perfect.
Again, back body drop. Quick cover. No leg hook. That may have been the difference there, but Slater stays close.
You know, I don't like this crowd getting behind Prospect here. Where was this support when I was in their corner? You know, what gives?
That's why they weren't supporting them when you were around.
I don't believe that. I'm loved all over the world.
In case you don't know, you're not well liked.
That's not true. The amount of fan mail I get, the amount of emails, the amount of people who try and follow me on Twitter, but I have to say I screen it and reject a lot of people. They're not worthy.
Up. The senton was scouted. Double knees to the back. A tag needs to be made here.
Archer is crying out for it. Where was this passion months ago?
That kick got Matt Riddle right on the tricep. He was able to make a tag.
Oh no.
Here we go. The fresh man is in.
This is my nightmare right now.
What's that? Watching a couple of young wrestlers strive to be the best they could be, that's your nightmare?
They could have been the best. They could have been the best, but listen to these people getting behind Prospect. Again, where were they 6, 7, 8 months ago when I started this project?
This neck breaker there.
I took these young men under my wing. I showed them faith. I gave them leadership and they threw it right back in my face, and it makes me sick.
So you're the kind of guy that looks for things off of your faith. You don't just live off of your faith. That's nice to know. Nice double team there. Smart to get rid of Riddle. Cover, count, no.
Wow. That was too close for comfort. Oh, come on, referee. Only one man in the ring at the time. Come on.
Salvation does not come from acts, it comes from faith. And the WhatCulture faithful are firmly behind as it looks like a worm is about to appear.
Oh.
Took too long. I don't necessarily agree with all the pageantry in that move, especially when someone like Matt Riddle is in the ring with you.
I didn't teach them that. I taught them to be precise with their movements.
Up. Stomp on the bare foot. Why not?
I taught him that.
The O'Connor roll. Didn't get it too complete there.
Oh,
But it looked like he was distracted from Liam. Let's not lose sight of who's legal in here. And now back to the ring, and we see Gracie and Riddle.
And there's no sticks here, Matt Striker. It's just forearms and chops all day long.
Yeah, that's a hard knife edge chop. That's not a slap to the chest.
Whoa.
Nice palm strikes there. Ducks the kick. Does Gracie into a DDT. And Riddle will have none of it. The fighting spirit is strong. The athleticism on display, the running knee strike there. No knee pads, nothing to cushion the blow.
Oh! That's got to be it. You know, I'm not going to sleep tonight if Prospect pick up the win here. This is my worst nightmare.
Redirection there. Slater dispatches one. Nice modified axe kick famouser there by Lucas Archer.
He cares too much about what these people... Never mind the people. These people won't get you to Orlando. Wins would have got you to Orlando, but it's too late.
Great counter there. And I've lost track of who's legal in this match, as probably has the referee. But why not? We're having a good time here. Tombstone.
Oh my Lord. That's
Slater
got to
with
be
the
it.
diving headbutt. Cover. He got him.
Ah, yes. Oh man. You know, I'm going to consider that.
Here are your winners, the King of the Brawls, Matt Riddle and Liam Slater.
I'm going to consider that a belated Christmas gift. That was a thing of beauty.
Somewhere, Liam Slater's original partner, Johnny Moss, is watching. We know that Johnny will be back sometime in April, but for right now, Riddle and Slater victorious in a very entertaining and hard-hitting matchup. And for my money, I think Prospect deserves an opportunity to go to Orlando.
You know, well, I don't agree with that. I cannot agree with that.
Okay.
But, you know, Prospect, they showed something tonight. I'll give them that. But it ain't enough. Too little, too late.
And the sticks have been gifted to Matt Riddle. And ladies and gentlemen, we set our sights back to the Pro Wrestling World Cup. The tail of the tape will come your way. Let's look at our next match.
My name is the villain, Marty Scurll.
I am Zack Sabre Jr. and I'm proudly representing England
in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. Obviously, I know a thing or two about winning tournaments. Last year, PWG Battle of Los Angeles. So the World Cup, you know, there's a lot of guys. This is a bigger tournament, but I think if anyone can do it, it's the villain Marty Scurll.
I think I've done my best to represent and showcase modern British wrestling in the best light, and I think this is a very ambitious and exciting project. Only right that I will kind of make the finals and attempt to add this to my accolades.
Zack he's a brother to me, so I know him probably better than anyone, but at the same time he knows me very well as well. I go in the ring and I see what Zack's going to do, and then from there I can kind of get a game plan and I can kind of strategize from there once the bell rings.
Double-edged sword, isn't it? You know each other so well, so obviously he knows me. But I think any time you're in with someone that you're close with, actually, you push each other harder. So I think it always brings the best out in my performance.
And I think if I can get past Zack Sabre Jr., then I can go the whole way and win the whole tournament.
All these championships and all these tournament wins now, I think everyone's always disappointed when I don't win. So I think if I just start saying I'm going to lose, I'm just going to go out straight away in the first round. Yeah, and then hopefully people will be pleasantly surprised.
Folks, let's take a look at the tail of the tape for one of the most anticipated first-round matchups in the World Cup of 2017. Of course, it'll be Marty Scurll versus Zack Sabre Jr., and I can't think of two more evenly matched wrestlers, Dave.
Yeah, not only evenly matched, Matt, but these two know each other so very, very well. They have been rivals and tag partners all around the world. This should be great. Marty Scurll had been threatening to break into the upper echelons of the wrestling world for a very long time. Matt, he did that in 2016, winning the Battle of Los Angeles over at Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and 2017 could see Marty Scurll raise to even greater heights.
Well, if he's going to do it, a victory over Zack Sabre Jr. in the first round of the Pro Wrestling World Cup English qualifiers would be a fantastic way to do it.
Scurll, as I said, knows Sabre Jr. so very, very well. These two, part of the tag team, the Leaders of the New School, which formed in 2009. They've also battled for championships, not just in PWG, but in Rev Pro here in England, and so many other promotions as well. Scurll and Sabre Jr. could not be more evenly matched. This one is a coin toss.
I expect a good technical wrestling match, and that's right up my alley.
He is the technical wizard, and you see he is literally covered in gold. Zack Sabre Jr. may just be the best professional wrestler currently on this planet.
And if you're a fan of names like Dean Malenko, Johnny Saint, William Regal, Eddie Guerrero, Jack and Jerry Briscoe, if you like good, pure wrestling, then chances are you're a Zack Sabre Jr. fan.
Wearing the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Championship.
Singles bout set for one fall. This is the first round qualifier in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. Introducing first to my right, hailing from Cambridge and weighing tonight at 189 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the ROH Television Champion, the Villain, Marty Scurll.
Mixed reception for Scurll.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent is wrestling out of the Isle of Sheppey, weighing tonight at 180 pounds. He is the current Rev Pro Heavyweight Champion, the PWG World Champion, and the Evolve Champion. There is only one, Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, before the ring announcement started, I was going to list the belts that Sabre is wearing. Stevie Aaron, our ring announcer, just did that for me, but Sabre Jr., so impressive. And of course, he was part of the Cruiserweight Classic over in WWE last year as well.
Yes, and before that, Zack Sabre spent loads of time with Pro Wrestling Noah, living in the Noah dojo. And anyone that follows Japanese wrestling, you'll know, you live in those dojos, you train pretty much 21 hours a day. You are just constantly immersed in wrestling. And while Zack has now expanded out into the U.S., Marty also has now gotten his name out there in the United States. But this is all about the English qualifiers, and here we go.
Sabre with the rear waist lock, and Scurll tries to lean that body weight on top to get the counter.
Both of these wrestlers are silky smooth, I like to say. But,
Sabre going to try and twist the neck there at Scurll.
A little modified gator roll there. The two roll through and exchange front chanceries. Scurll rolls through again, trying to maintain balance. And look at that. You don't normally see a wrestler get up before Zack Sabre. Back to the collar and elbow tie-up, back to the ropes now. I don't know if, look at that. I like what Marty's doing here. He's not giving Zack a chance to collect himself. Zack Sabre's a thinking man's wrestler, and Marty Scurll is just going about business.
Yeah, that's a product of the fact that Scurll knows Sabre Jr. so well. He knows if you give him an inch, he will take a mile, and that's why Scurll is giving him absolutely no room at all. We'd love to hear, by the way, what you think of this match and all of the tournament so far. If you want to get involved on social media, that hashtag again is Pro Wrestling World Cup.
These two circle. Scurll now encroaches. Closes the distance, full Nelson, locks the fingers, and right away Zack goes to the fingers, trying to escape. Now this is a very difficult hold to escape, but Zack made it look easy right there. The lanky limbs of Zack Sabre certainly come into play when trying to snake out of these holds.
Scurll, yeah, again, he's just being relentless though. That's the strategy he's clearly adopting against Sabre Jr. is to constantly just go back to the same holds again and again and wear him down.
We'll see what Zack's doing. He keeps trying to kick out Marty's leg. He's trying to create distance here. Zack does have a height advantage. Drop top there. Shoulders are down. Again, rolling through. You can see how Scurll repositions his feet now. That'll prevent Zack from rolling one way or another here. Instead, Zack just really no way out here for Sabre, Dave.
I think he's trying to maybe kick Marty in the chest, but in the end, Marty gave up. We're back to square one here.
And to you young wrestling fans, take notice. No hitting the ropes, no flipping and dipping. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but at the end of the day, it's still all about professional wrestling.
Sabre went for the wrist lock instead of snapmare. And Scurll again takes Sabre down.
Oh, and if you're a fan of the old world of sport wrestling, you're certainly enjoying this here. Now,
I was going to say, Matt, sorry, Sabre Jr. is such a student of the game, not just of world of sport, but this is a guy who, when he was 10 and his friends were watching other stuff on TV, he was watching videotapes of old Japanese wrestling.
Now, right now, he's watching the wrist of Marty Scurll, staying locked in there. Wrist manipulation, joint manipulation. Scurll tries to alleviate the pressure, the lucha arm drag, but no. Zack Sabre controlling the joints, the elbow, the shoulder, the wrist, all the pivot points.
Scurll, of course, became the Ring of Honor TV champion just a few months ago, beating Will Ospreay, in fact, to win that honor.
Look at Scurll trying to alleviate the pressure on the wrist, and how's finally...
Scurll.
Sportsmanship, why not?
That did not go entirely to plan for the villain.
Or maybe it did. No!
Sabre Jr. with a smile on his face. He knows Scurll so well. He's not at all taken by surprise that Scurll tried to take advantage of Sabre's kindness.
You know something? I don't know if Marty should get distracted here. You know, the graps were good up until the ha-ha came in, but okay, why not?
I think it was a pride thing for Marty Scurll.
All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get back to the wrestling. Collar and elbow tie-up, reversal, single leg pick, controlling the toe and ankle now. You can see the way Zack's leg is bending. That is not comfortable.
Sabre is trying to loosen that grip of Scurll.
Through into the headlock takeover. Oh, Scurll left an appendage out there, and Zack Sabre takes full advantage.
And that's where he's a master. If you leave anything hanging out that Sabre can grab, he will do it.
And you'll notice that Zack tried to step on Marty's other leg, and now Marty's going to use that leg, but Zack has it scouted, reverse into a surfboard.
Scurll with nowhere really to go except to try and flip over into the pin.
It's a one count, and I believe that's the first near fall of the match. Hang on, there's another one.
Maybe another, but...
Now these two like two fish out of water here. Exchanging the one counts.
It's been going all day between these two. Oh, Sabre with the bridge. Sabre!
No. And that'll take a lot out of you cardiovascularly, as you can see. Zack Sabre taking a moment of reprieve here. And the folks certainly enjoying the wrestling. We hope you are too.
Must do something to your equilibrium as well, I would think. That's spinning.
Roman knuckle lock there. Sabre controls the neck of his opponent while maintaining wrist control. Now they lock up with both arms. Scurll looks to me to be stronger, although Zack has a height advantage.
We're seeing it here because Scurll, his test of strength, was taking advantage, but Sabre uses his right leg as leverage. Scurll using his neck to make sure his shoulders don't touch the mat. And this time Sabre's shoulders do go down, but only for one.
Credit the referee for being in the right position there.
Scurll using his body weight to try and force Sabre down again. Second time. It's a 2 count. Sabre getting tired.
Look at that. Nose to the mat. Great bridge. Counter. Up. Monkey flip. Both men back through.
And Sabre holds on throughout that whole sequence. He's still holding on.
My gosh, so much fun. Great wrestling on display.
Sabre with the body scissors, but Scurll threatening to maybe go for some strikes. Instead, he's going for another pin.
Look at the locking of the legs. Now Zack Sabre has the advantage because he has the mat against his back, and he can use that for leverage. Oh, hang on, we got a little bit of a lobster trap here. Oh boy.
And now, well, this one's got a little upside down between the two of them. And a handshake. There's a certain mutual respect between these two.
Well, there has to be. They know each other very well, and the stakes couldn't be higher here. Pro Wrestling World Cup 2017, 2 of England's finest.
Scurll out of Cambridge, Sabre out of Kent in the southeast. We're into the ropes here. Referee's going to ask for a clean break. I'm not sure that counts as a break, as Marty went straight back in.
Dragon screw leg whip, keeping control of the leg. It's all about keeping control of your opponent. Arn Anderson was great at it. And now here we are in 2017 watching Marty Scurll and Zack Sabre Jr. put on an absolute clinic.
And Scurll is trying to grab the nose, I think. He's got his fingers in the nostrils of Sabre Jr. Now grabbing the arms. I think he's maybe trying for another surfboard.
Zack was trying to lock his fingers there, and now instead, all four appendages controlled by Marty Scurll.
Scurll trying to rock backwards, get onto his back. Mexican surfboard on Zack Sabre Jr. Sabre tried to roll down. Scurll used the momentum to get him straight back up.
The referee is not counting Marty's shoulders because Marty is on the offense here, and that's the referee's discretion here. He has to look for the submission first.
Oh my, look at that. Into the Dragon Sleeper.
Yep. And Zack knew. And look at Zack from a defensive position, turns it into an offensive maneuver.
The angle, he twisted the wrist there. Sabre goes behind, uses the wrist to take Scurll down, and instantly that right knee goes onto the head.
And Zack Sabre clutching his hands behind his back, getting maximum torque on the arm. Now focuses back on the fingers and the wrist. And of course, amateur wrestling fans will know that manipulation of the fingers is ill-advised and also illegal.
But not in pro wrestling, and Zack Sabre Jr. is a master of joint manipulation into the Japanese stranglehold now.
A little bit of a paradise lock, a sugar hold there. These two now exchange.
Scurll with the counter.
And Zack's height is the only thing that's saving Zack here in this one. As these two dance around, now back into the control is Marty Scurll.
And Sabre's got down to his knees.
And he's doing that to alleviate the pressure. Wiggling out now, step through. Why not?
Again holding on.
And now Zack brings Marty down, and while that will soften the pressure, we know that Zack definitely had a reason for it. And there it is.
Trying to get his knees into the back of Scurll.
And now the referee is now checking Zack's shoulders as well. There was no clear advantage there. Some good wrestling.
A great counter by Scurll to roll backwards. These two have been exchanging this hold for well over a minute now. And finally it gets broken. Scurll.
And you know, I'm noticing, Dave, that Zack has been all business here up until right there. And it's Marty that's been showing a little bit of a cheeky side, if you will.
Well, that's the side we often see come out of Scurll. Sabre is the more workmanlike, I guess, the more, I wouldn't say professional, but the more kind of likely to focus on what he's doing at all times.
Whoop.
Scurll, I think, though, uses that kind of taunting, that cocky persona deliberately to try and get into the head of his opponent sometimes.
And you know, one of these two are going to advance to the next round, and neither one have really suffered any high-impact maneuvers. Remember, tournament wrestling here, but the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, those can become inflamed during that downtime in the locker room, and that's something to keep an eye on whomever advances here.
Sabre with the Irish whip sends Scurll into the corner. Scurll uses that middle turnbuckle to bounce back.
Johnny Saint there for you.
Let's go with the leapfrog. Getting the cat and mouse.
Baited him with the single leg. Schoolboy roll through. Zack too slick.
This is a privilege to watch. The quality of wrestling here between these two is phenomenal in the first round of the English qualifiers.
These two aren't just two of the best in England, two of the best in the world.
Scurll is trying not to get caught into this sunset flip.
Uh-oh. Zack Sabre's about to have his finger broken.
Oh my! I never get used to that.
Now here comes the chicken wing.
Crossface chicken wing, and if he locks those fingers, it's got to be over. It
Time
could be over.
Submission hold.
Oh, Sabre!
No, great counter!
And Sabre!
Lock him up!
Got him! No way out for Marty Scurll! And Zack Sabre Jr. advances. Sabre with an issue here that Scurll.
And some fans, myself included, are giving this match a standing ovation. Zack Sabre advances, but with a dislocated ring finger. How is that going to come into play?
Well, Sabre is livid at Scurll for snapping the fingers. Certainly not in the spirit of their friendship.
The winner of the match and advancing in the World Cup qualifiers, Zack Sabre Jr.
Well, Sabre might be angry at Scurll, but ultimately he's going to not mind because it's his hand that got raised in the first round of the English qualifiers.
I am Liverpool's #1, Zack Gibson.
I'm Jimmy Havoc, King of the Goths, and I will be representing England
in the WhatCulture Pro Wrestling World Cup. This is exactly where I belong. Too many people focus on too few wrestlers from this country, and I am this country's premier wrestling talent. I am exactly where I belong, and you're going to see that in the World Cup.
I'm excited. I'm excited about being in this World Cup. I think WhatCulture's been a long time coming for me, and I've got a lot to prove. You're still going to see Jimmy Havoc out there tonight, and you're going to get the best Jimmy Havoc I can give.
Jimmy is a unique talent. He's known around the world, you know, he's known around our country, he's known over in the States, over in Canada. He's known as a quality deathmatch wrestler. But this isn't a deathmatch tournament. This is a pro wrestling tournament. And the simple fact is that I am a better professional wrestler than Jimmy Havoc.
Zack's bigger than me, he's stronger than me. But I fought bigger, I fought stronger. So he's going to have to do a lot to stop me. I'm the sort of guy that's not going to keep coming. You've got a lot to keep me down. But there's a lot of stuff that Zack Gibson's going to be ready for from me. I'm willing to do anything to myself to make sure I progress in that tournament. And if you know anything about me, you know the sort of lengths that I'm willing to go to. So, just good luck to Zack Gibson tonight, that's all I'll say.
So final first round match in the English qualifiers for the Pro Wrestling World Cup. It is Zack Gibson going head to head with Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah, you'll see Zack has a height advantage as well as a weight advantage. And this is going to be a very, very interesting matchup.
Here he is, Liverpool's #1, Zack Gibson. Current Future Shock Wrestling Champion. Among other things, he's the winner of the inaugural Davey Boy Smith Memorial Cup a couple of years back over in New Generation Wrestling. Gibson, one of the hottest prospects in British wrestling as a wrestler, and that's where he differs, Matt, from Jimmy Havoc, because Gibson is a wrestler, Havoc is a fighter.
Oh, this is a wrestling tournament, but we've seen different styles prevail thus far.
Mixed reception for Gibson, who recently made a name for himself on New Year's Eve as part of the World of Sports special on ITV. First time British wrestling had been on network television for a generation, and Gibson was at the heart of it. A disturbed mind, a fractured soul, and it all adds up to a very, very dangerous man. This is Jimmy Havoc. Havoc, a former Progress Wrestling champion, among many other things. Legendary deathmatch wrestler here in Great Britain. If the Pro Wrestling World Cup is all about a clash of styles, then this personifies it. These two could scarcely be any more different.
The following is a first round qualifier in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. It is set for one fall. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first from Camden, London, weighing in tonight at 169 pounds, this is Jimmy Havoc! Ladies and gentlemen, his opponents, weighing in tonight.
Gibson wants to introduce himself, I think.
For those of you that don't know me, I am Liverpool's #1, Zack Gibson. Soon to be recognised as WhatCulture's #1. Soon to be recognised as the UK's #1. And soon to be recognised as the Wales #1. Now, despite the fact that I am surrounded by a bunch of brain-dead punters, despite the fact that watching at home on a bunch of entitled smart marks, and despite the fact that stood in front of me is Jimmy effing Havoc, all of whom know absolutely nothing about pro wrestling. Let me just explain, Mr. Deathmatch, how this match goes. I am going to drop you on the deck, wrap your weedy little arm around your head, lock the Shankly gates, and you will tap out to Liverpool's #1, Zack Gibson.
Wow, strong words.
I'm surprised you understood that, Matt. That broad Scouse accent.
Ladies and gentlemen, weighing in at 180 pounds, he says he is Liverpool's #1, Zack Gibson.
Gibson not exactly endearing himself to the crowd in Nottingham.
What I want to know is why in the world would you want to incense or enrage Jimmy Havoc? I mean, he's notorious, world-renowned as being unstable and hardcore.
Well, the thing with Havoc is I think he's always enraged, so I'm not sure if Gibson had anything to lose in that regard, but we'll see.
You get a shot, you can see the scars on the back of Jimmy Havoc's head, the wounds of war.
How many thumbtacks, light tubes, how many tables and chair shots has he taken in his career? I dread to think.
Now, you might be asking yourself at home, where does the advantage lie? Does it lie with the wrestler or does it lie with the brawler? Right now, it looks like Zack Gibson is firmly in control using, dare I say it, wrestling.
And this is how you would expect this to go. If Havoc's going to get into a wrestling match with Gibson, he's not going to come out on top, I would suggest.
Yeah, we just saw an incredible hold-for-hold, catch-as-catch-can wrestling match. And this hold was also used earlier in that match, but now the shoulders are down.
Havoc quickly rolling out and finding himself at a disadvantage.
Yeah, Havoc's going to need to devolve this match. Being told he's out of his league.
Gibson trying to get into the mind, the already delicate mind, as we said, of Jimmy Havoc. Gibson never lacking in self-confidence.
I like what he's doing there. Control the shoulder. We've been getting good wrestling lessons thus far. And hey, look, oh, there you go.
Now, Havoc's not going to counter you with a hold like we saw between Sabre and Scurll. This isn't going to be that kind of match.
Ooh, you could separate a shoulder right there, and Havoc rolls right out.
And you know what Gibson is doing there? Gibson is trying to weaken that shoulder for his Shankly Gate submission. Havoc on the outside now.
Oh, look at that. Havoc baiting Gibson.
Now Havoc I think wants Gibson in his own territory, because
course.
Gibson may have the advantage in a wrestling match, but in a brawl.
Saying fight me, and that's a mistake. Gibson just made a critical error there, in my opinion.
Well, Havoc with more experience, and it showed there because he lured Gibson in and then takes him down with that Hurricane Rana.
Now everything changes out here. This is Jimmy Havoc's world.
Havoc got one chop, and this time eye poke. Bit of Martin Kirby coming out there. Gibson was almost sent face first into the chair, and this is the exact reverse of what happened inside the ring, where Gibson had the advantage. Now we're in Havoc's part of the world. On the outside, he is dominating.
Oh, gosh.
And Gibson may live to rue ever leaving the ring.
Running boot wash. I wonder what Otani thinks of that.
Well, up on the stage now, referee Steve Linsky needs to try and get us back in the ring. This isn't a full count anywhere in that. She's got a hardcore match.
Havoc is clearing out the area here. And Gibson knew that there were bad intentions awaiting him. He was able to negate.
Now what's Gibson doing here? Gibson is trying to hurl Havoc into the chairs. Carnage there by the stage. Gibson finally taking the upper hand after Havoc delivered some real punishment on the outside.
Referee has not even begun his count. Of course, we don't want to see a count out end one of the matches here in the World Cup.
Right. And I think that's officiating experience, right? Because Linsky knows that, we want to see a winner of this, because Zack Sabre Jr. awaits in the second round.
Imagine a clash of styles. Think about how Zack would match up against Jimmy Havoc, and then think about how Zack would match up against his namesake and Zack Gibson.
Well, Havoc is rearranging the furniture here, and that can't be good news for Gibson. Gibson is deposited across 3 chairs in the front row. Now, Jimmy, no. Jimmy Havoc, double foot stomp over the barrier and through the abdomen of Zack Gibson. Jimmy Havoc with absolutely no regard for either his own well-being or his opponent's.
Now Havoc takes it back into the ring, firmly in control, full advantage to Jimmy effing Havoc.
Havoc's going to the second turnbuckle, another double foot stomp.
Cover it.
Will that do it? No, it won't.
I'll tell you that modified missile basement drop kick, double foot stomp was right to the kidneys, and that is very painful. Zack Gibson may be peeing blood for a while.
Gibson's throat placed over the bottom rope, and he knows that was not a good place to be.
Yeah, well, not a good place for Jimmy's Havocs, if you know what I'm saying here.
It might be a good thing for the world if Jimmy Havoc doesn't have children. Gibson charges in, but finds an elbow to greet him. Ooh! Wow, goodness me, well that's a ticket to ride for Jimmy Havoc. That's what Gibson calls it. It's a 2 count. Gibson so proud of his Liverpudlian heritage. It's interesting, his attitude can turn crowds against him in most of the country, but in Liverpool, he is revered. Exchanging forearms now, these two. Gibson's such a hard striker.
Yeah, and Gibson has a height and strength advantage here.
Gibson with the chop. But trying to fight back. But Insecure, he didn't get quite as high as he wanted to, just between the shoulder blades in the end.
Still effective.
This one is turning quickly into a real tussle in it. DDT eventually by Havoc. Goes for a Rainmaker clothesline and gets it.
Lefty line, is it enough?
Yes, it
got
is.
him.
Jimmy Havoc advances to the second round. So it's going to be Havoc versus Zack Sabre Jr. for a place in the finals of the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
Yep, the brackets have been filled out. Ospreay versus Rampage, Havoc versus Sabre Jr. Place your bets, folks. This is the World Cup.
Jimmy Havoc finds himself one win away from the finals. But what an obstacle he's going to face
Ladies and gentlemen,
in Zack Sabre
here is
Jr.
your winner, and advancing in the World Cup qualifiers, Jimmy Havoc!
Havoc victorious in the final first round match here in the English qualifiers. Here comes the WCPW General Manager. Adam Blompier is in Nottingham. Well, Blompier's not on my format, man. I don't know why he's coming out here now.
He's a general manager. He can do whatever he wants.
Blompier with a microphone. Let's see.
Is that a microphone in your pocket, or is he just happy to be here?
See what the boss has to say.
Hello, Nottingham! This is an historic night, the English qualifiers of the Pro Wrestling World Cup! Now we have two more matches for you tonight in the Pro Wrestling World Cup to decide which two men will be going on to the finals in the summer, but that's not why I'm here. I am here to talk about Nottingham's own Gabriel Kidd. Gabriel Kidd, in the past few months, has come this close. Has come this close to proving what we all know in the back, that he is one of the hottest up-and-coming young talents in UK wrestling today. He had a chance to prove that at Bulletproof against Joe Hendry in a #1 contendership match for Cody Rhodes' Internet Championship, and unfortunately he came up short. But I've since reviewed the footage, and I've realised the reason he came up short is because Joe Hendry had a handful of his tights. That will not do. Now, Joe Hendry's name is in the winning column, it's in the record books. I can't change the fact that Cody Rhodes is going to have to defend his internet title against Joe Hendry. I can't change that. What I can do is I can add to that match. So, and no regrets, on iPay-per-view on April 29th, Cody Rhodes will defend his WCPW Internet Championship against Joe Hendry and Gabriel Kidd.
I like that decision.
But there's more.
I mean, we're here tonight. We're in Nottingham. You want to see the hometown boy kick Joe Hendry's ass tonight, right? So here's what I'm going to do. In the main event, we've got a 4-on-4 tag team match. I'm going to give Gabriel Kidd the opportunity to get his hands on Joe Hendry and the rest of the Prestige. So we're going to have the Prestige versus Gabriel Kidd and Bullet Club.
one more thing. Just one. Now I understand that Cody Rhodes was supposed to be here tonight, but unfortunately, he's unable to make that because he's filming Arrow. Yeah. No, it's a good show. No, it's a good show. It's a good show. It's a good show. No. I'm here to make amends, because that's what I do. I'm going to announce a special bonus match for tonight. See, I realized backstage that Mexican sensation El Ligero never received his one-on-one shot that he was promised for the Ring of Honor World Championship. So, tonight, in Nottingham, we're gonna have El Ligero versus Ring of Honor World Champion Christopher Daniels.
Oh my!
The gold is going to be on the line, and that match is happening right now. Stevie, get out here.
Well, you said it wasn't on your format, and there is the reason why. Free wrestling.
This is happening right now?
Looks that way.
Awesome.
I'm not one to argue.
What an opportunity for El Ligero here in Nottingham.
And winning tonight at 185 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, the Mexican sensation, El Ligero!
Well, this has to feel good for El Ligero. Of course, this is now his second opportunity at the Ring of Honor Championship. Many say that Ligero was crestfallen at the draw, the decision that he had against Jay Lethal. We're going back 9-10 months now. So really a fantastic opportunity for this sensation, El Ligero.
Ligero since then has been the internet champion here in WCPW. He's going to face a man who has only been Ring of Honor World Champion for a couple of weeks after chasing that dream for some 15 years. I'm stunned. I'm still stunned. A Ring of Honor World title match, impromptu, right now in Nottingham.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves because the Ring of Honor World Champion is one of the best in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the champion from the City of Angels, winning tonight at 210 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your current reigning and defending Ring of Honor World Champion, the almighty Christopher Daniels!
One of the most emotional moments I can remember in a long time, anywhere in pro wrestling, when Daniels finally won the big one 2 weeks ago. Since then, he's defended that Ring of Honor World Championship this past Monday at Bulletproof in a phenomenal triple threat match against Adam Cole and Zack Sabre Jr. This will be his second ever title defense. Will it be 2 and out for Christopher Daniels?
A true ring general. Tear down the wall. Christopher Daniels is here and ready to defend the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship.
Proudly holding that championship aloft. Daniel's been such an important part of the evolution of not just Ring of Honor, but so much of the independent wrestling scene, and of course, also a big player in TNA, where he's a 4-time X Division champion. Another thing people forget is that Daniels actually played a significant role in British wrestling in the past couple of decades. He was an FWA British heavyweight champion at the height of the FWA's powers in the early mid-2000s. Daniels has seen it all in his 2 decades plus in professional wrestling. And now he faces a man who, in El Ligero, who competes almost every day. Earlier I said that Martin Kirby is a contender for the busiest man and hardest working in British wrestling. Well, El Ligero will run him pretty hard because El Ligero is one of the most sought after talents in this country.
El Ligero is going to bring the speed. He's going to bring a little lucha libre-ness, if you will. But Christopher Daniels is well-versed wrestling quicker opponents. So this is going to be a fantastic match.
Daniels and Ligero, bell has rung. We're underway for the Ring of Honor World Championship. And Daniels, with his hands behind his back.
Look, but he's looking at his opponent's feet. And that should tell everyone really all they need to know that Christopher Daniels is a veteran of the ring wars. You always watch your opponent's feet, watch their footwork. You can gain their timing, you can calculate their steps. Drop down design to trip, leapfrog to get out of the way. Ligero comes back with the arm drag. The quickness of Ligero on display, but Daniels matches him. Leg sweep, Ligero goes for the lateral press, kick out. Another leg sweep by Christopher Daniels. Both men back up. Wow.
Incredible that Daniels can keep up with Ligero. He's a much younger man. Daniels in his mid-40s now. And, much like Marty Scurll had a bit of a problem earlier, Daniels having the same issue. That's one way up. Daniels having some fun there with this crowd in Nottingham. Standing room only in the Harvey Haddon Sports Arena. Daniels is offering a handshake.
Crafty, cagey veteran, but the standing side headlock was switched by Ligero now.
Daniels with those strikes to the midsection, to the kidneys, trying to find a way out.
Nice reversal there, kept the capture on the arm now, and Ligero's going to try to alleviate the pressure, ropes for momentum. Nice. Ligero used the short side of the ring to knock down his larger, heavier opponent. Now Ligero stands over the champion, and look at that.
Well,
I don't know if I agree with that. Your opponent is down, keep him down. Don't bring him back up to his feet.
Especially after Daniels didn't offer Ligero the same privilege. When he offered a handshake, it was a trick. Very sporting of El Ligero.
These two circle now. Closing the distance, collar and elbow tie up and back to the headlock. You control the head, you control the body. Ligero's going to alleviate the pressure, sends Daniels off, tries to trip him. Daniels up and over now. Leapfrog again to get out of the way. These two so evenly matched. Nice rolling trip there by Christopher Daniels.
We are, by the way, in the same building where El Ligero lost the internet title to Cody Rhodes at the end of November, so
perhaps something in the brick and mortar.
If he loses this one, maybe he'll start to wonder if this is an unlucky place for him. Still getting over that announcement, by the way, that Gabriel Kidd is going to become an honorary member of the Bullet Club for the evening in our main event, taking on the Prestige in an 8-man tag later on.
Geez, they'll let anyone into that club these days, huh? Back to the action now. Hyperextension of the arm, manipulation of the wrist and elbows. It's been a theme tonight.
No doubt El Ligero has been watching those first-round qualifiers in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. Seen some of the tremendous technical skill we've seen on display.
Nice, good basic fundamental wrestling there. Hip tosses and body slams. And why doesn't Daniels go on the attack?
Daniels is asking
I don't understand
Ligero if he's okay.
Come on, at some point it's got to become a match. At some point you got to try to win.
Sportsmanship.
And look though, Ligero, there you go. You know something? I like that. A little bit of an edge, you know. Maybe Ligero's starting to get a little frustrated here.
I don't think it's unwarranted after what Daniels did last time he offered a handshake. Ligero's just smartening up to what Daniels did the first time around.
Back to the collar and elbow tie-up, and now Ligero, the frustration starting to show. Forearm shiver, head toss into the ropes, back elbow sends the champion down.
Ligero, not used to receiving boos, normally a fan favorite, but such is the popularity of Christopher Daniels, it's an unusual crowd dynamic here for Ligero.
Well, I don't think Ligero should pay attention to the crowd. This is his second chance at a World Heavyweight Championship. Some guys don't even get one chance in their entire career. Nice single leg there, off the ropes, cartwheel. Ooh, straight jab.
Referee Joel Allen questioning whether that was a closed fist. He's going to let it go. Ligero sent to the ropes. He holds on, and he lures Daniels in. Daniels hip toss to the outside and lands hard on his tailbone.
Yeah, call it like it is. Daniels landed right on his ass. Come on now.
Ligero over the top. El Ligero flies through the air and takes out the Ring of Honor World Champion.
Yeah, flipping hip attack. And Ligero is up, but he should focus on the task at hand. Focus on your opponent.
I think Ligero is still bemused by this reception he's receiving in Nottingham. And you're right, he took his eye off Daniels.
Back into the ring, that's where you win matches.
Ligero.
Cover.
Held down that left arm, but Daniels still able to power out. And El Ligero trying to press home this advantage he's got after taking that high risk, leap into the outside. Daniels is unsteady on his feet at the moment. Ligero hits a snapmare and then snaps the neck sideways with that drop kick to the temple of Daniels.
I like how Ligero ran, hang on a second, cover. Ran to the lateral side after the snapmare. Forces your opponent just by instinct to turn their head to where you're coming from, opens them up for the drop kick, and Ligero now is firmly in control. As you can see, Daniels clutching at his jaw, and right as I say it, Ligero applies the rear chin lock, and Daniels starts to turn his face away. Perhaps, maybe, if nothing else, a loose tooth, but maybe a broken jaw.
Ligero trying to squeeze the head of the champion, who's having to find some reserves here to get to his feet, finally breaks the hold.
Ligero switched his hand position, and that tells me that Ligero's on top of his game now. And there's your handshake, why not? He's back on his opponent now, and there's the mistake.
Right on the back of the neck. El Ligero knocked silly by that one.
Look at the placement of Ligero's hands. He's moved them now, but for a brief moment, I think Ligero was out there. If Daniels could have gone for a cover, this match may have been over.
Both men up. This one rolls on. Clothesline from Daniels takes down the Mexican sensation.
Yeah, and I love what Daniels is doing here, staying in the middle of the ring, bouncing his opponent around. That is ring presence there by the champ. Space takedown Ogawa, the STO, and now Christopher Daniels certainly feeling it.
Daniels sensing that a second successful title defense is within his grasp.
Looks like he was going for that Uranagi, that rock bottom there that Daniels likes to use. Little Jun Akiyama there.
This could do it to retain, and El Ligero out at 2.5. Daniels is calling for the Angel's Wings. Put so many of the great wrestlers of his generation away with this one through the years. Angel's Wings. Oh, Ligero counters. What a counter. What a counter.
There's that athleticism, that lucha libre-ness. Spin around, baits him with the leg. What's Ligero got in mind here? Oh!
Ligero to win the Ring of Honor World title. No. How much would it mean to El Ligero to become the Ring of Honor World Champion?
Is that a rhetorical question? I mean, come on now. It's got to mean everything to this young man. Looks like he might be bleeding from the mouth there, El Ligero.
Hard to tell with that blood red mask. Ligero's going to go for the C4L, his finishing move, but Daniels moved out of the way. Ligero rolled through, correcting in midair, and now both men down again.
Yeah, but notice, Ligero's shoulders are down. Meanwhile, Christopher Daniels' chest is on the mat. And to me, that speaks volumes.
Daniels, first up onto all fours. Both men
Ligero has his back to his opponent also. These may seem, harmless, innocuous, but they are so important when you're in there with someone like Christopher Daniels. Those little mistakes can make all the difference in the world.
Changing the forearms now. Look at intensity in Daniels' eyes. Ooh. A little echo through the skull of Daniels for a while.
Oh, no. Again, looks like Christopher Daniels is going for the Uranagi, and Ligero goes to the ropes for some reprieve. But I don't know if Ligero knew. I think Ligero thought that was Christopher Daniels.
But here comes the Uranagi. This time he gets it.
And now it is time for the best moonsault ever. Oh, great counter there.
Ligero gets the feet up. El Ligero on the apron.
And now Ligero step through, cutter, shoulders down, cover. 1, 2, 3, 4,
El Ligero should be the
5.
champ. He should be the champ. El Ligero should be the Ring of Honor World Champ. But there's no referee.
Ligero's frustrated. Hang on a second. Ligero spies the prize here. And the frustrations of the last 9 months may be coming to a head right here for El Ligero. The referee is down. We've seen this time and time again in professional wrestling.
Don't do this, El Ligero. Don't take a shortcut. Don't take a shortcut. You're going to regret.
Sometimes you got to make a choice in your career. What's it going to be?
Ligero. Will he? He's got the belt. I think Ligero's having second thoughts.
Either a hardening or a softening of the heart, and Ligero's character comes into play, but he may have paid the price.
Daniels rolls him up. Gets only 2.
Look, I admire the sportsmanship, but at the end of the day, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to see it or hear it, did it fall? Something like that.
Either way, Ligero taking the moral high road, but will it be the road to the Ring of Honor World title? Time will tell.
Yeah, that moral high road might be a dead end here. Palm strike by Christopher Daniels.
Daniels.
Now the doctor going into surgery here.
Yeah, looking for that superplex. Daniels. Ligero is holding on for dear life.
Oof.
Ligero knows this. He knows his chances of becoming the champion may depend on fighting Daniels off here, and he does it.
Wait a minute here. Come on. Focus on the match.
Ligero looking for the Mexican wave, perhaps. And he misses.
Took too long. Took way too long, especially when they're in there with a guy like Dr. Christopher Daniels, who, ladies and gentlemen, is about, in my mind, to retain the Ring of Honor title.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and still Ring of Honor World Champion, the almighty Christopher Daniels!
Well, they call him the Almighty. And while he's got that championship belt around his waist, who can disagree with him? Christopher Daniels, victorious again as this world title reign that has been 15 years in the making continues unabated in Nottingham.
Yeah, tip of the cap to El Ligero. I was about to say before he just went and grabbed that Ring of Honor title. It was a hard-fought battle, but you're in there with, again, one of the best in the world, talking about Christopher Daniels. Nothing to be ashamed of for El Ligero.
Ligero has been through a war. The blood around his lips shows you that. And what is Ligero going to do now with that belt?
We're going to see. What kind of man is El Ligero? He showed it before. Will he show honor here?
Crowd are chanting, you deserve it.
Nicely done.
And Ligero does the right thing for the second time in this match. He had a chance to take a shortcut to the Ring of Honor World title. Maybe it's going to take him a little longer to get there this way. But one day, who knows, maybe the Mexican sensation will become the world champion of Ring of Honor. Right now, though, that honor belongs to the almighty Christopher Daniels. future of flight is here in Nottingham.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a non-title match set for one fall. Introducing the first coming from Paducah, Kentucky, weighing tonight at 207 pounds, King Ricochet!
Wears that crown, believes himself to be the king of the independent wrestling scene, and he may well be correct. Ricochet, quite simply one of the best in the world. Enjoying the applause from this sellout crowd in the Harvey Haddon Sports Centre. Ricochet, the winner of the Battle of Los Angeles in 2014, among many other accolades in his career.
There he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent hails from Scotland, weighing tonight at 260 pounds. He's the WCPW champion, Drew Galloway.
Galloway is a hard hitter, and he likes it that way. The harder you hit him, the harder he comes. This is going to be war.
This past Monday, Drew Galloway had a hellacious title defense against Joe Coffey up in Manchester at Bulletproof. And Galloway, as you say, just so hard-hitting, so intense in every single thing he does. What a tremendous ambassador to have as the WCPW champion. And he is now the longest reigning WCPW champion in history. Galloway holding up that title. And handing it to the referee, Sean McLaughlin.
You'll notice that the referee did not hold up the championship to all four sides. That's indicative of a title match. Does that infer that this is a non-title matchup? Question mark?
Well, either way, the bell has rung. We are underway. Galloway staring down Ricochet. Goes for the rear waist lock. This young man from Kentucky in the US. Now lives in Orlando.
Of course, Drew Galloway will be a part of the Scottish World Cup qualifiers happening in Motherwell. But before we get there, right now, Drew has his hands full with King Ricochet. Collar and elbow tie up. The height and strength advantage obviously will go to Galloway. Yeah, Ricochet's going to have to think of something else here.
Ricochet biding his time, getting back in. Look at Galloway in the opposite corner. You can't see it on camera right now, but he's doing the exact same thing, diagonally opposite. There you see him. It's like a predator just staring at his prey.
Well, where else do you want him to look? I wouldn't take my eyes off Ricochet for a second. Even when your eyes are fixated on him, you lose him. Right there, quickness. I don't know if O'Shea wants to do that. I just made him Irish, by the way. Rick O'Shea.
Galloway, again, just waiting to see what Ricochet's next move will be. Galloway charging into the corner. Ricochet too quick for him.
Nice.
Kicking the left leg, trying to take out that vertical base.
Looks like maybe Ricochet has found a comfortable place in strategy. Oh, maybe not. Maybe so.
Ricochet back to his feet here.
Ricochet's got to use all of his quickness, all of his tricks. And Drew is quick in his own right there.
Galloway takes Ricochet down. And I think he's winded.
You'd be too if a 6'5", 260-something pound
oh my God,
tree just caved in your chest.
Look how high Ricochet went on that overhead belly to belly.
Yeah, the power of Drew Galloway.
Galloway again. And Ricochet up. Chop across the chest. You see the pain on the face of Ricochet. Oh my goodness. Galloway just throwing Ricochet from one end of the ring to the other.
Galloway stalks.
Ricochet just trying to hold him off at the moment. It's just a case of keeping the champion at bay.
Ooh. Jeez.
Stamping on the thing, stamping on everything. Look at this.
Whatever's exposed, why not?
Break an ankle that way.
You know, my friendship with Drew goes back quite a ways, and both of us sat on the learning tree of guys like Fit Finlay and William Regal, and they say whatever, and Arn Anderson, whatever's out there, whatever your opponent gives you, take it.
Ricochet got caught that time as Galloway drags him back. Goes for the cover. Just two.
And this pace behooves Drew Galloway. Nice and slow, nice and methodical, with purpose. Ricochet's going to need the pace to quicken. He's going to need to kick out first. And he does.
Galloway continuing to just, like you said, Matt, just keeping his eyes on Ricochet at all times.
Ricochet bounced off of Galloway's chest on the offensive chop. Oh.
Every single one of those chops does so much damage. Galloway again with the chops.
Look, Drew wants Ricochet to get up and fight. I mean, of course, that style certainly benefits Drew Galloway. Hang on a second, not so fast. Ooh.
Galloway goes for the cover on Ricochet, gets two, and Ricochet's out.
Barely.
Galloway back to his feet. This isn't the kind of match that Ricochet is at his best at. This kind of hard-hitting thing suits the champion more, obviously, than it does Ricochet.
Absolutely.
Just had it confirmed that this is a non-title match, but a win here would put Ricochet surely into title contention. Obviously, if you can get a pinfall or a submission over the champion.
Wait a minute. Taking advantage of circumstance was Ricochet. Galloway's down. Ricochet struggles to get to his feet. The crowd begins to build. They get behind the future of flight. What does Ricochet have here? Sizing up his opponent. Drew creates distance.
Took out the leg of Galloway.
Nice.
And Ricochet.
Modification on the 619.
Get the
springboard
fly.
in. Nice flying, twisting European uppercut.
And you see how Ricochet is trying to turn the type of match that this is into something much faster, much more high-flying that suits him better.
And you know, Ricochet, wow, is enjoying success in non-traditional methods. He's bringing some different things to the table, and that, I think, is starting to disorient Drew McIntyre. Drew Galloway.
Whatever you call him, he is the top of the mountain here in WCPW. Ricochet.
Heading on capture now. I don't know if Ricochet has the strength here.
I think he's maybe looking for that Benadrylla, but I'm not sure he can get Galloway up.
We're going for a rewind Rana here, but Drew holds on, and now Ricochet is in a precarious position. Oh!
Swung over the head of Galloway. Kind of a reverse Alabama slam. He gets the cover. Oh, nope. And Galloway starting to get frustrated. He thought that should have been 3.
And that's unlike Drew. I always tell young wrestlers, you know, after a kick out, don't turn to the referee and hold up 2 fingers. It's waste time and it's silly.
Now hang on, Galloway's got one of the arms underhook, maybe looking for the future shot DDT.
Nice block there. Knee strikes to the exposed gut.
Goes for the backslide, does Ricochet.
The height. I mean, listen, just physics and leverage are going to tell you that's going to be hard to pull off.
A lot of what Ricochet does you would think would be hard to pull off. He defies logic, defies gravity. So often, gravity eventually catches you up when you get booted in the face.
Oh, man.
Galloway to the ropes. Ricochet follows him. Can you see?
Redirection cutter there. Standing, shooting star, cover!
And he only got 2. But you see, it was Galloway, Matt, who chose to up the pace there, and that's a mistake, because as soon as he does that, Ricochet is back in the match.
Right. Correct. Both men flat on their backs. Now they start to stir. Galloway's shoulders still down. Now he rolls over.
Ricochet lining Galloway up. Kick to the side of the head. Look at that. Measuring him for a second one on the other side.
Ricochet has had success with kicks in this match.
So Galloway giving him the middle finger there. Sign of defiance, and will he get him up this time for that Benadryl? He's on his shoulders. Ricochet blocked it. Galloway blocked it. Just a primal grunt, a growl from Galloway as he forces himself back up to his feet. Celtic blood flowing through the veins of Galloway, but Ricochet has caught him. The Northern Lights.
Nice. Does Ricochet have the core strength? No. Galloway just still too strong. Shoulders down, leg hook, cover deep. No.
The height maybe as well playing into that as well.
As Ricochet lays in the prone position.
Galloway holding up a fist here and pointing in the direction of the future of flight, looking to ground him. That might do it. Forearm into the face. Ricochet is stumbling, jelly legs. Oh no, it's not!
Oh!
Pele kick into the head of Galloway. King Ricochet looking to get into title contention. If he can win in this non-title bout against our champion here.
What does Ricochet have in mind here? Struggles to reassemble the appendages.
Ricochet on the apron. Galloway perched on the turnbuckle, which is exactly where Ricochet wants him.
I've been trying to set up for a Frankensteiner here. Yeah, no, Galloway's just too strong for moves like this.
Galloway's going to try and powerbomb. Ricochet did find a way out onto his feet, but he went back up again, and that's a mistake because Galloway...
Look at where Galloway clutched his opponent. He has full control of the body now as he lays Ricochet supine on that top turnbuckle, chest exposed.
Galloway on the second turnbuckle, where he's got Ricochet up on his shoulders. What is this?
Oh boy. No.
We saw him do this against Joe Coffey. Ricochet knocked silly by the champ. Middle of the ring, Galloway crawls over, right leg hurts. And is that it?
No.
Incredible resilience, incredible tenacity from King Ricochet.
Look at Drew's expression. And listen to the appreciation.
Nottingham approves of Galloway versus Ricochet. Galloway staring down now.
Yep, it's that slow pace that Drew wants.
Got him by the beard.
That brutal smash mouth kind of style.
Well, Ricochet is essentially dead weight here.
Go for a cover. I mean, that tells me how full of malintent Drew Galloway is. He could easily go for a cover here, but instead he wants to send a message to the entire locker room, to the entire world.
You could maybe trying to look for the future shot DDT. No.
Playing possum, perhaps.
Either that or Galloway took too long because there's a spinning kick.
Nice aim on the kick there on the roundhouse.
Ricochet. So fast. Quicker than a hiccup. Ricochet, handspring. Galloway. Spinning round and round and round.
Oh, look at that. Ricochet, a master of manipulation of momentum, used it to his advantage here. Can he get Galloway up? Look at the core strength of Ricochet!
Unreal. Superhuman strength from King Ricochet. He's got it covered and he nearly a split second away from a crucial pinfall victory over the WCPW champion.
Adrenaline is an amazing thing, and listen to the reaction.
They are rocking the building here in Nottingham.
Galloway pushed onto his shoulders. What does Ricochet have in mind here?
Well, it could be any one of 100 things if he's going to the top rope, because Ricochet he just defies the laws of physics.
Or a 630 here.
Ricochet from the top.
Oh my God.
Corrected when he saw Galloway move.
Oh!
But the boot nearly takes him on his shoulders. Pile driver from Galloway to win it. No! Again, Ricochet gets the right shoulder up. And this crowd are on their feet in the Harvey Haddon Sports Arena. What a match!
I love wrestling.
Galloway looking for the future shock DDT, and he gets it! He gets it!
Oh, one is not enough after the pile driver.
A third time? Surely not. Triple future shock DDT from Galloway, and it is academic.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the WhatCulture Pro Wrestling Champion, Drew Galloway!
Folks, I hope you realize that together we all just witnessed something special. Honestly, tip your cap to these two men and stand up if you're a fan of pro wrestling, because that was awesome.
King Ricochet proving why he deserves that crown on his head, but it is Galloway who proves why he has a belt around his waist. Galloway now with wins over Ospreay recently, Joe Coffey recently, both of those with the title on the line, a non-title win against King Ricochet. All three of those matches absolutely phenomenal. Drew Galloway in the form of his life. Galloway offering the handshake. Great show of respect from the champion. Ricochet, I don't even know if he knows where he is at this point. He doesn't know if he's in Nottingham or Kentucky.
A long way from Paducah, kid, but I'm sure they're standing and applauding over there too. What an amazing display of athleticism, and now a display of friendship and sportsmanship and brotherhood.
There is barely a single person not standing up in Nottingham. Galloway beats Ricochet in an instant classic.
I'm really popular on Twitter. Jesus Christ! Ah! Hello.
Triple threat match for the Internet Championship. You just had to, didn't you? Because I seem to remember defeating Gabriel Kidd, and now it's a triple threat match.
Yeah,
Do you want to explain yourself?
Yeah, I seem to remember you cheating to beat Gabriel Kidd. Oh, look, Joe, you can beat me up. Of course you can beat me up.
Okay.
It's not going to change anything. It's not going to change the match. So just deal with it.
Maybe I could just beat you down right now, couldn't I? That's what you'd like, because you are so desperate to get the attention of all the pathetic fans that you have on social media. They don't have a clue. They think you're some kind of hero because you step into the ring, don't you? You put your body on the line. Or maybe I could take my hands off you and just walk away, because I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of wasting calories on beating you up, because that's what you want. You want everyone to feel sorry for you. You want to be popular, don't you? I think the real way to get to you, that's maybe to mess with your WCPW roster. So maybe I'll just take my aggression out on somebody else. I'll look through there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Gabe! Mo, you alright? Please. Mo?
I'll go and get someone quick.
Medic, we got a medic.
Wake up, bro, come on.
All right, time for the second round matches in the English qualifiers for the Pro Wrestling World Cup. It's going to be Will Ospreay versus Rampage.
Yeah, the thing that stands out to me is the weight difference as well as the style difference here. This is going to be a proverbial clash of styles here, and the 18-year veteran, my man Rampage, is going to have his hands full.
Will Ospreay coming to the ring with that WCPW Tag Team title belt. But it's not about that this evening in Nottingham. It is about advancing to represent your country, representing England in the finals of the Pro Wrestling World Cup this August. And if Ospreay can win here, then that is exactly what he will do.
Notice immediately Ospreay clutching at his lower back. He is in there with a man that has an extreme weight advantage on him. I think that Ospreay is going to have to dig deep into his bag of tricks if he wants to advance in this one. Otherwise, my money's on Rampage.
There he is, Rampage. And Matt, you said your money's on him, but let's not forget that Rampage had an incredibly difficult first round match against Nick Aldis just an hour or so ago, if even that. So Ospreay may be holding his back, but don't think that Rampage is coming out here at 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest set for one fall. It is a second round qualifying match in the Pro Wrestling World Cup. Introducing first from Raynham, Essex, winning tonight at 174 pounds. He is the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay. His opponent from the city of Leeds, weighing in tonight at 253 pounds, the man they call Rampage!
Rampage from Leeds, also in Yorkshire, so Ospreay looking to get a double over that great northern county in this second round.
Yeah, this is going to be speed versus power, and Ospreay likes to start his matches like that. May have made a mistake. Oh,
big boot from Rampage. Goodness me. Ospreay is just flailing around the ring at the hands of Rampage here.
Well, the experience of Rampage versus the youth of Will Ospreay. Ow. We noted that lower back, and that seems to be, at the early onset, a focal point. Wrist manipulation, clutch hard into the turnbuckle.
And Rampage is clearly and deliberately trying to do more damage to that lower back. You know, it's interesting, we didn't see any sign of any damage to the lower back when Ospreay was out here before. I think it's what you said earlier, Matt, right? When the adrenaline wears off, that's when you start to feel it.
Absolutely.
Ospreay could be in real trouble. This could be pretty short, you know, if Ospreay can't find a way to counter Rampage here.
Just as you say that, Ospreay firing, but Rampage has that weight advantage. Not going to be able to get sent across the ring. Instead, sent to the floor is Will Ospreay.
Once again, that won't do the back any good. Rampage is going to follow him to the outside.
And you'll notice that Rampage decided to cut the corner there. Instead of following his opponent out, he chooses to stalk from behind.
Another second round match, of course, coming up. Oh my! Oh. Rampage goes into the ring post. Going to be Zack Sabre Jr. and Jimmy Havoc after this one.
Yeah, but in this one, we talked about how Will. Will's going to need some chicanery here, but I just don't know if he's going to have the opportunity to do so.
Oh my goodness! Rampage again hurling Ospreay, his ribs, the entire side of his body into that steel crowd barrier. My goodness! Good grief! Ospreay almost in the fetal position now after that.
Well, I bet he wishes he was back up in his mother's womb right now. Sorry, Mrs. Ospreay.
Rampage rolling Ospreay back in, but Ospreay is trying to escape. He instantly rolls out the other
smart,
side.
But Rampage has been at this game for the better part of nearly 2 decades. It's going to take more than that to fool the big man.
Oh, Rampage running and no one there.
Oh, maybe not.
Ospreay, but those strikes just doing absolutely no damage. Ospreay taking a run up on Rampage, and Ospreay finally sends Rampage careering into the front row. Incredible action here in the second round as Ospreay moves the barrier out of the way, and I think that means Ospreay is looking to take to the skies. Ospreay leaps! Cross body on Rampage takes the big man down.
Up against the backdrop of the flags of the world, this is the Pro Wrestling World Cup English qualifiers.
Don't forget all the action, not just from this qualifier, but from the other 7 qualifying tournaments and the finals in August. All of that is going to be available on the WhatCulture Wrestling YouTube channel, all for free on YouTube.
Referee starting his count. Ospreay would certainly take a count out to advance. But look at Rampage. The heart, the will, the desire of a fighter.
Ospreay, though, for the first time, is sensing that he has a foothold in this match. Those forearms now, he takes a run up. Drop kick in the corner. Ospreay going for a cover.
No, just a 1. Rampage still too strong.
It is a glimmer. I would say only a glimmer, but something at least for Ospreay.
Ooh.
Disrespect from Ospreay, and Rampage getting enraged very quickly. Ospreay gets launched into the air. What goes up must come down. Ospreay landing hard on his back. Rampage maybe going for the pile driver. Ospreay wriggles away. Rampage went for the clothesline. Ospreay with the go behind and powered out did Rampage, the man from Leeds. German suplex! Great strength from Ospreay, particularly with that injured lower back. For the handspring. Ospreay with a big kick to the back of Rampage's head, and a second one, cutting down that tree. Oh my God, Rampage.
And that's what the thing is when you're in there with a powerful opponent. One move can change the entire momentum of the match, as was illustrated right there.
Ospreay. His brain rattled by Rampage. Here's the cover. Did he? He nearly did.
Senior official Steve Linsky got close there.
Linsky motioning over to us, saying just an inch away was his hand.
You sure that's what he was motioning?
Well, who knows with Steve Linsky. Rampage again going for the pile driver, it looks like.
We saw a pile driver earlier in the Ricochet.
Ospreay spitting in the face. And a single slap knocks him silly.
You know, now that I think about it, to make Rampage angry might seem silly, but I've said it before, an angry fighter is a sloppy fighter. As old Steve gets thrown down there, I hope he doesn't dislocate a hip.
Rampage.
Hey, that's...
Let's Bea Priestley! Bea Priestley!
That's Will Ospreay's girlfriend, as well as the WhatCulture Pro Wrestling Women's Champion.
Oh, Rampage. Oh, Rampage, no, don't do that. Don't do that! Oh, no! Using the title belt. Ospreay for the Ozcutter! Nailed it on Rampage! Ospreay to go to the finals! Ospreay wins with the help of Bea Priestley!
I said it was going to have to be some type of skullduggery, some type of trick up the sleeve. Who knew that the trick would be found in Bea Priestley?
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and advancing to the World Cup Finals in August, the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay.
Love him or hate him, Will Ospreay will be one of two Englishmen representing our country in the last 16 of the Pro Wrestling World Cup this August.
CPW presents the Pro Wrestling World Cup Scotland leg this coming March. You're going to get to see the 8 men compete to try and go on to the finals this coming August to try and become the first ever Pro Wrestling World Cup winner. In addition to the tournament, we're going to have other special matches that night involving Will Ospreay, Marty Scurll, Grado, El Ligero and many more. But for now, let's take a look at the brackets. We have the current WCPW champion Drew Galloway, who'll be taking on Mark Coffey, a big challenge for the WCPW champion in round 1. Then we have Lewis Girvin taking on BT Gunn. It's all to play for in this first round match. We've also got Joe Coffey, the Iron Man, going one-on-one with the bad boy himself, Liam Thompson. And then the dastardly Joe Hendry. After the low blow to Kurt Angle, he is going to look to become the Pro Wrestling World Cup winner when he takes on Kenny Williams. It is all to play for in this first round for all these 8 competitors in the Pro Wrestling World Cup.
So the second of 2 second round matches now in the English qualifiers for the Pro Wrestling World Cup. Zack Sabre Jr. and Jimmy Havoc. Matt, you called this a clash of styles.
Absolutely. Look at the bottom of your screen. Technical versus hardcore. Pick one. There you see, of course, all the accolades, but again, all that can just get thrown out the window for me. This is going to be ugly.
Jimmy Havoc defeated Zack Gibson in the first round, despite Gibson dominating large portions of that match. Havoc only really getting into it once he lured Gibson outside and turned it from a wrestling match into a brawl.
Yes, but will Jimmy Havoc be able to do that with Zack Sabre? Understand that Zack Sabre is a very smart young man on top of being an incredible wrestler. I don't know if he'll be able to be baited.
There he is, the technical wizard, fresh off that victory over Marty Scurll earlier tonight. And Sabre Jr. was stretched and countered and thrown around the ring by Marty Scurll. We saw Ospreay had an injury to that lower back. What kind of condition is Sabre in?
The following contest, it is a second round qualifier in the Pro Wrestling World Cup, and it is set for one fall. Introducing first to my right, ladies and gentlemen, from Camden, London, winning tonight at 169 pounds, this is Jimmy Havoc! Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, wrestling out of the Isle of Shebby and winning tonight at 180 pounds, Zack Sabre Jr.!
There's one part of this match that maybe a lot of fans don't realize, but I talked about how Zack Sabre Jr. and Marty Scurll know each other very well. Well, Sabre Jr. and Jimmy Havoc are products of the same wrestling school, the NWA UK Hammerlock School that produced Doug Williams, Alex Shane, among many others. And they were there at the same time down in Kent. They've known each other for many, many years.
Yeah, all that's well and good. Hang on a second here, inside cradle, small package, no! All that's well and good, but quite a bit of time has passed since wrestling.
Oh, Havoc!
Oh,
my goodness, Havoc charging out of the ring onto Sabre.
You know something? I like what Havoc's doing here. He's bringing the fight to Zack Sabre, not allowing Zack to utilize his technical ability. Jimmy Havoc is dictating the pace of this match. Double stomp down to the kidneys.
Looking to surprise him early, and he nearly did as well.
Look at Zack. Look where Zack put his hand, right there onto his midsection. If you know your anatomy, you know about the vital organs.
Ooh, out to sleep. From Jimmy Havoc on Zack Sabre Jr., who has been stunned by this lightning start.
Can't even get out of the box. Ooh.
Another 2 count for Jimmy.
I can't recall the last time I saw Zack Sabre just neutralized like this, especially so early on.
Havoc with Sabre on his shoulders.
Wait a second here.
Now here we go.
There he is. There's the man we've come to know and love. Going for the triangle here. Zack Sabre was able to use his long limbs and switch his weight around, and Jimmy Havoc is forced to get to the ropes. Zack still clutching at the back of his neck. Tries to stay in control. Ooh!
Twisting the neck of Havoc there is Sabre Jr.
And this is unlike Zack. He needs to get on his opponent now.
Well, I think Sabre Jr. was so taken aback by that fast start that he's just trying to slow this down a bit. That'll slow Havoc down, that kick.
Zack needed that because he needs to bide some time here for himself. Look at that. Giving a foot on his opponent, staying close, and now back to the playbook. Manipulating the joints, the wrist and the fingers, but noticing that Zack keeps clutching at his traps, his neck. We're going to keep that, and a little bit of a limp too on Zack.
It was a punishing first round match.
Now Zack trying to bait, looking at his feet. We talked about it in the Christopher Daniels match. A good pro will watch the feet of his opponent.
Always with that foot on the head, just controlling the opponent at all times.
Yeah, it doesn't take a genius to figure it out, man. Control the head and control everything else. It's the steering wheel of the body. Now look at that, modify on the heel hook.
Look how he's twisting the ankle.
Twist away at the ligaments of the knee. Havoc using his free foot. He kicks to the jugular.
And he's done some damage. You saw Havoc trying to shake the feeling back into that left knee before Sabre cut him off again.
Look at Havoc, though, keeping his eyes fixed on his opponent. Zack wants him up.
Slap across the face.
Oh, jeez. Let me tell you something, man. Zack Sabre, for a lanky guy, he has a little bit of a mean streak in him, and he hits hard. Focused on the neck there, trapped the arm, and now another unique submission hold here. Not sure he's going to get the concession here, but it certainly will give Zack time to recuperate as well as to inflict damage as Jimmy skirts and scurries to the ropes, forcing a break.
A unique grip there from Sabre, going behind his own back for that butcher's hook.
Yeah, well, he does that so that your opponent can't grab at your fingers or your hands to try to alleviate the pressure on the hold. It's actually very smart on the part of ZSJ. Oh, speaking of smart, Havoc tried to get a hold of the foot, ducks the kick. Ooh.
In the second time, Sabre came back.
Met it on the other side.
And Sabre, again, trying to bring this back down to a pace that suits him. But this has ended up outside the ring. Whether that's by accident or design, that could assist Jimmy Havoc. We saw that against Gibson.
It depends now. What does Zack have in mind here? Gets his opponent back into the ring.
Sabre following Havoc back in, but Havoc had a chance to recover.
Fireman's carry now. Into the driver.
Havoc will try again. Right leg hooked, and Sabre pushes the head away to break up the pin. Havoc is headed to the top. Sabre is prone in a bad position. Another attempt at a double foot stomp, this time no one there.
Body scissor there by Havoc. But caught. On a second here. Oh.
Great suplex from Zack Sabre Jr.
Fight on the tiger, got net. Wait for the Rainmaker clothesline. Clutch. Look at Jimmy Havoc. Havoc loves that sort of stuff.
Havoc getting fired up, going for the Rainmaker. This is how he beat Gibson.
Nope.
Sabre.
Counter out. No, no.
Havoc got the shoulders down. Sabre trying for that cross arm breaker.
He's trying to hyperextend the arm here. Look at the way that Jimmy Havoc has his hands clasped, and now hyperextension of the arm. If he could turn the thumb, nope, the Havoc was able to roll away from the pressure, but Zack Sabre Jr., a submission specialist.
Havoc, you see, trying to move his legs towards the bottom rope, but bending the fingers now as well is Sabre.
Oh, wow.
Look how he's got him tied up.
God bless Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh my God, Havoc.
That's it.
Havoc
He quit.
submits.
He quit.
But what else can you do? What else can you do when Zack Sabre Jr. has you tied in knots? Zack Sabre Jr. joins Will Ospreay as the English representatives in the Pro Wrestling World Cup Finals.
What an amazing display on the part of Zack Sabre Jr., and I cannot think of a better talent to represent the wonderful country of England than that man right there, Zack Sabre Jr. Quite a departure from how we saw Will Ospreay advance, huh?
Two very different competitors.
The winner of the match as a result of a submission, and the second man to advance to the finals of the World Cup in August, Zack Sabre Jr.
So Zack Sabre Jr. joining Will Ospreay as the two members of Team England in the last 16 of the Pro Wrestling World Cup in late August. Yep. What a match.
An absolute classic on display by Zack Sabre Jr. A tip of the cap to Jimmy Havoc, but man, Dave, what a night it's been so far.
It has been an incredible night, not only in the ring, but it's back in the locker room as well. We saw Prince Amin being assaulted by Joe Hendry. Well, in just a few moments, Matt, we're going to see Hendry and the rest of the Prestige out here for our main event.
I don't have anything to say about Prestige or Joe Hendry, so I'm going to leave it up to you.
Well, Prestige going to face the Bullet Club and Gabriel Kidd. And I'm sure there's a few people in Nottingham who wouldn't mind seeing the members of the Prestige getting super kicked in the face.
I'm one.
The Prestige, or the Prickstige as we should all call them, decided to lay hands on their and your beloved GM. And so I've decided that's not going to stand. The Prestige versus Bullet Club. I hope they kill you.
Bullet Club. For life.
This is an 8-man tag team match coming to the ring at this time. The team of Jewel Coffee, Travis Banks, P.T. Gunn, and the prestigious one, Joe Hendry. They are the Prestige.
Prestige, a menace, a sinister force here in WCPW ever since they formed a few weeks ago, saying they've been denied opportunity, denied the chance to get what their talents deserve. Very hard to think of a time in many wrestling promotions at any time in history when a faction has made such an impact in such a short period. The Bullet Club are in Nottingham.
Oh yeah, and I'll bet you that the Young Bucks charged Gabriel Kidd full price for that shirt. You know, the group mentality is nothing new in professional wrestling. A lot of people, of course, will go back to the Four Horsemen, but I'll take it back even further than that, to the Graham Brothers, the Valiant Brothers, even the Fabulous Kangaroos. But arguably, no group has set the world on fire the way that Bullet Club has.
Gabriel Kidd must be in dream world here, being an honorary member of the Bullet Club.
And look at Nick Jackson getting in the ring all by his lonesome. He ain't scared of nobody, baby. They're turning their backs on the Prestige.
The Young Bucks, Adam Cole, and Gabriel Kidd.
And look at Cole and Matt trying to almost rein in Gabriel Kidd. Now the smile will be wiped off of Kidd's face because his beef is with Joe Hendry. And I've made my thoughts on Joe Hendry known publicly. And we'll just leave that there. Think we'll have any super kicks in this match?
I wouldn't mind a few.
Yeah, you want to have an over-under? What do you think? I'm going with over-under of 7.
Oh, I was going to go like 12.
Okay,
so,
then.
okay.
Let's see. Well, there are 4 guys, 2 for each one. You might be right.
Prestige and the Bullet Club with a stare down. Gabriel Kidd cannot believe he finds himself as part of the Bullet Club, courtesy of Adam Blompier, our general manager.
And Nick's got the biggest bullets out of the club. He doesn't seem to care. Oh, okay. How dare you disrespect the tassels?
Nick and Matt Jackson The most talked about tag team in the world.
You know, it's interesting. When Adam Cole's by himself, I hate his guts. When he's with the Bullet Club, kind of like him. Weird, I know.
Yeah, something that's just occurred to me.
What's that?
Gabriel Kidd, of course, still to find his first victory in WCPW.
Tonight might be the
This
night.
could be the night.
And here we go. It'll be Nick Jackson and Travis Banks. Travis, of course, is a very, very good mat wrestler. And he's going to need to keep up with the speed of Nick Jackson here.
Yeah, he's a very, very bad human being, but that's another story.
Power and elbow tie-up, a headlock. And if you've been paying attention, you've been studying, why is the headlock important, Dave?
I don't know, I wasn't listening in
geez,
school.
It controls the body. Control the head, control the body.
I knew that.
Uh-huh. Sorry, you don't need to be smart to be a commentator, trust me. Nice little trip there, and we always see the drop down, and we always see guys jump over, but that's what the drop down is designed for. It's designed to trip your opponent, and it worked perfectly there for the Kiwi Crusher, Travis Banks.
Banks a little taken aback by that gesture from Nick Jackson.
Because you didn't expect it, never seen it before. Whoop. Ow, gosh. Leg sweep, cover, kick out. Leg sweep, cover, kick out. Double drop kicks. Stand up.
Pace quickening between Banks and Jackson.
And you know, the size advantage goes to Prestige. Joe Hendry's a big boy. Joe Coffey is a very big boy. And I'm going to be interested to see how that plays out. And now the unstable one, BT Gunn.
Yeah, BT Gunn's a very strange boy.
And Adam Cole.
A very dangerous boy.
Nope. Look at that. Now the powerhouse. Joe Coffey.
Interesting to see how Coffey can move around here because
nothing light and sweet about that. Some mind games being played.
Maybe they just can't make their minds up.
Well, maybe they can. Maybe it's all by design. Maybe it all comes from the mastermind, Joe Hendry. Former local hero now.
The prestigious one. Do I really have to call him that?
I don't know. It was a setup. You could choose to do it for what you want. Collar and elbow tie up now. Cole manipulating the left arm. Wrist control. It's been a theme here tonight. All you young wrestlers pay attention. Spin through, alleviate the pressure, come back up, and now BT. In control. Cole pushes him back into the corner. Clean break.
See that bandage around the forehead of Cole. Had a cyst removed from his head just in the past week.
Nope. Here we go.
Well, this one's broken down.
Oh, that was fun while it lasted. Now here we go. Referee will probably just be better off just standing there.
Action all around the ring, and the Prestige, look at this, the Prestige have dominated that.
And you know how and why they did it with, obviously blindsiding, but with strength. Power moves. And room keys, what are those?
They got Travel Lodge cards. Those are Travel Lodge room cards. One of the things they said they objected to was the fact that WhatCulture Pro Wrestling puts them up in a Travel Lodge.
Yeah, normally I hand out my room key to girls, but these guys can do whatever they want.
The Prestige forcing those key cards into the mouths of the Bullet Club.
I guess we know the lights aren't on in their hotel rooms right now. Oh, wait a minute. And you know something? I'll bet you that the Bullet Club will sell those room keys later on. One super kick times 4, but let's just go with 1.
We're just 3 kicks away from me winning the bet.
Yeah.
Prestige.
Gabriel Kidd wants to be over so badly.
I think the rest of the Bullet Club are telling him not to run before he can walk.
I don't know.
They're not sure, let's face it.
And while all that was going on,
Coffee on the outside. Banks is rolled out there as well. Gunn.
The key is still in BT Gunn's mouth, by the way. Nice.
Nick Jackson
Here we go now.
Kick onto Hendry, and another one. This time launched by his brother Matt. Matt will... Oh, God.
Oh, how about it, baby, for the Bullet Club.
Bullet Club.
Look at Nick.
Bullet Club are standing tall. Travis Banks trying to
take. Look, kid.
Now, hang on. Well, Banks was trying to say it's all going to plan, but I'm not sure he sounded that convincing. Kid, maybe?
Wait a second. What do they got?
Young Bucks. Under starters' orders.
Jeez, Gabriel. Hey, I thought that was the goal. All right, screw it. Can Kid physically do this, though?
Oh, my God! Goodness me, the Young Bucks and Kid landing on the Prestige. Almost landed on us.
It's almost as if this is the best I've ever seen Gabriel Kid wrestle.
Kid is holding his own as part of the Bullet Club. There's a sentence I didn't think I would say at the start of today.
Ooh. Fight outside here, right next to us.
Getting a close-up view as Coffee is being demolished by Matt Jackson. The Prestige are getting frustrated.
Wait a minute, on the outside, look at Kid. Oh boy.
Banks!
Oh boy.
Banks! Powerbomb!
Man, that apron is so hard. We're not quite there yet.
I think Kid is taking this relationship a little bit faster than the rest like.
Well, it is wrestling.
It's coming on too strong.
Really no time for dating, right?
Coming on too strong on Coffee at the moment, pounding him across the back.
Back to the action in the ring. It's Adam Cole and BT Gunn, despite the fact that they kind of look alike.
Cole.
And now.
Camel clutch.
Shiki Baba, I humble you. Play with your mustache.
The Bucks off the ropes. Again and again and again.
Why? Because they can. Oh, that's sweet.
Bit of love within the Bullet Club. I'm not sure what the running was for.
Just to disorient you.
Well, it worked.
It's not that bad.
Wrist lock by Cole. Here comes Nick Jackson.
Black sandal down now. And you know something? Look, I understand that you can get lost in all the pageantry and the fun. But you really have to understand something. Take away the two sweets, take away the super kicks. Matt and Nick Jackson are still very, very good wrestlers. Yes, it's a good time when the Bullet Club come to your town, but take nothing away. They're, in my opinion, best tag team in the world.
Cole is back in. And Gunn is in trouble because that left arm has been worked on for quite a while now. Various members of Bullet Club. Jackson, Nick Jackson, another double foot stomp. Gunn is in agony in that left arm.
It might be wise to isolate BT Gunn. He is perhaps the most dangerous member of the Prestige, depending on how you look at it. Tag made to Matt. The underlying story here is Gabriel Kidd. He wants in so badly. You know, he wants to prove himself, but in our sport, you don't just get something handed to you. Well, maybe you do in this day and age, but hey, go ahead and take it.
I'm not sure that was intended for Kidd.
Take the opportunity, Kidd. Don't take too long, though.
Oh, Kidd accidentally hits Matt.
Fool.
That didn't go to plan.
Very few things ever do.
And this has allowed Gunn a chance to get back in. Prestige invading the ring.
And you know something? He said that this is all going to plan. Perhaps the plan is to isolate Gabriel Kidd. He is the least experienced of the Bullet Club, for one night only at least. And this is smart. And now Joe Hendry gets involved, of course.
Still just 19 years of age, remember, is Gabriel Kidd, the hometown boy here in Nottingham, as Hendry goes for a cover.
Nope.
Hendry, the self-styled leader of the Prestige.
Tag made, in comes Travis Banks.
Banks with a chop across the chest and then a pound across the back. As Kidd is learning very quickly here that he is in the wrong half of town. Prestige working like a well-oiled unit. Kid, meanwhile, has not really been accepted as part of the Bullet Club, so in a sense, there's a lot more synergy in the Prestige.
Gabriel Kidd doesn't even have a Pro Wrestling Tees store of his own. How could he possibly be accepted by the Bullet Club?
Picked up. Ooh, the backbreaker.
Oh, some mockery there by Joe Coffey. Ow.
Slammed down his Kidd. Of course, Kidd was not chosen by the Bullet Club to be part of their team tonight. That was Adam Blompier's decision. Coffey was thinking about mocking the Bucks with a super kick. Changed his mind. Here comes Gunn.
Hang on, a chant is beginning here in the crowd. I can't make it out though, Dave.
They are taking exception to Joe Coffey's choice of hairstyle. The top knot, I believe the kids call it. Kid has been in there a long, long time now, and again those quick tags as the Prestige keep him well away from his own corner, and Banks with that smug look on his face.
Hey, look at Kidd though, showing some fight, paying his dues. Ooh.
Banks is going to try with a suplex. Kidd.
Oh, slip behind. Schoolboy roll through. Oh
my!
Is that counting our over under?
I'm counting. That's a super kick, right?
Okay.
We're on 6 or 5. The cover. Oh, sorry, clothesline. Maybe go for the cover. Distracted, counting the number of super kicks.
The WhatCulture faithful come alive here. What a night it's been.
Sold out here in the Harvey Haddon Sports Arena as here comes Adam Cole on the prestigious one, Joe Hendry.
Nice reversal there. Up. Is that 7? 4, 5, that's 6.
Shining Wizard from Cole goes for the cover. It's the 2. Listen to the noise in here as this crowd gets behind the Bullet Club.
Nice standing switch there by Hendry. Look, I don't have to like Joe, but I definitely do respect his in-ring ability. Less than 5 years of pro, and Joe Hendry can hang. Cover. 2. No. Hendry has been in there with guys like Kurt Angle, just to name one, Drew Galloway. I mean, the experience that Hendry has had in a short period of time is impressive. His attitude, on the other hand, well, that remains to be discussed.
Cole tried to line something up there, and Hendry moved out of the way. The scissor kick from Cole. Double clothesline, both men go down. Cole, of course, just less than 2 weeks removed from losing the Ring of Honor World title to Christopher Daniels. And here come the tag. In come Coffey and Gunn, but the Young Bucks with 2 drop kicks.
Now, the Bucks of Youth. What do they have in mind here? Look, do-si-do. Hey, super kick! We're up to 8.
You owe me a $5.
Nice.
The kind of intuitive understanding of your tag partner you only get from 2 brothers on display here from the Young Bucks. Well, Coffey in some pain in the nether regions after being deposited on the turnbuckle.
Yeah. Look at that, Jackson, man. A lot of power.
With a double foot stomp. Into the backcracker on Joe Coffey. And that is why the Young Bucks may be the best tag team in this world.
No, maybe. They are.
Coffey placed on the middle rope. What are they thinking here? Nick Jackson bouncing on the top rope and a senton bomb on Coffey to win it.
No. Listen, I've been watching wrestling a long time, and I cannot think of another tag team as exciting. With respect to the Hardys, honestly, I gotta say, man, the Young Bucks are a tag team of a generation.
Another super kick attempt. Oh, this time Nick accidentally hits Matt. Coffee grabbing Nick Jackson, swinging him around in a version of the giant swing. And a face buster. Sweeps the leg, there's Coffee, and now another giant swing. This time, the original version. On Matt Jackson. Swing shot. Sends Jackson face first into the turnbuckle. Coffee will charge at Nick. Avalanche in the corner. Same on Matt. But Matt accidentally into his own brother, courtesy of Coffee.
Joe's kind of baiting the Bucks here. I kind of am impressed. Oh, wow. Oh, God.
Double super kicks. Another one from Nick Jackson.
I've lost count.
To Hendry. There's 2 more.
3 more.
Banks trying to fight off the Bucks and Cole. Travis Banks springboard into the middle rope. There's 3 more. The Bullet Club are having a super kick party in Nottingham, England.
Wait, is he going to get it? Is he finally going to be accepted?
Maybe. Is this it? Yes! Yeah! Gabriel Kidd.
Oh, wait.
Accepted. And a middle rope.
The power of the Too Sweet brings out the spot monkey in all of us.
The moonsault takes out 3 members of the Prestige. Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, both fought off by Coffee, but only temporarily. Adam Cole to the ropes. High knee into the head of Coffee. Double kick into the head. Covered by Matt Jackson. The Prestige make the save. What a main event here.
Absolutely.
Banks sent flying to the outside.
Hang on, keep your eye on Nick Jackson. Camera can get him there. There's another super kick for you. And now, observe.
Can they do that?
Let's
Joe Coffee.
The Young Bucks. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh.
Coffee got out of it. Coffee is fighting back impressively until that another super kick. Gunn with one of his own. Gabriel Kidd taken out with a leaping lariat from Banks. Actually coming thick and fast. Nick Jackson. Roundhouse kick to the midsection of Hendry, then a back elbow. Nick Jackson off the ropes, gets caught.
No, hang on.
And the freak of nature by Joe Hendry. But Matt Jackson super kick. Catch your breath.
Sequence of events.
Unbelievable. Hendry, his brain almost kicked out of his head there by Matt Jackson.
The brain has.
It's Matt Jackson, one-on-one now with Coffee.
Yeah, that's ill-advised to trade blows with Big Joe Coffee.
Coffee. And look at this though, Jackson is holding his own here with Coffee. Well, he was till that. European uppercut. Goes to the Black Coffee, another super kick. How many's that?
Who knows? Enough. Or never enough.
And to think you said 7.
Yeah, silly me.
Maybe.
Only one choice.
Maybe.
Go on, Matthew. Make the tag. Matthew and Gabriel, their names are in a book together, so why not?
Gabriel Kidd tagged in.
That might have been the best kick of the night.
Low blow by Hendry.
And this guy.
On Kidd, and now circling like a pack of hyenas are the Prestige. Stereo kicks into the head of Kidd. Kidd is in trouble. There's the Black Coffee. Coffee with the cover. Referee woken up by Hendry.
That sucks. Come on.
The Prestige will win it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the Prestige.
Coffee looking like the cat that got the cream after he picked up the win.
Look, at the end of the day, they isolated the least experienced guy, the overzealous Gabriel Kidd. He wanted to be tagged in. Matt had no choice but to do it. And wait a second.
Now hang on.
We're not done.
Nick Jackson bringing in a couple of chairs. The Prestige are getting out of here after the rest of Bullet Club coming to the aid of Gabriel Kidd. Kidd was accepted into the Bullet Club, and it is the Prestige who are victorious in our main event in Nottingham. From Matt Striker, this is Dave Bradshaw saying good night from the Pro Wrestling World Cup.